Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
And he was in the first four. Witherspoon. And ricocheted off Leonard to the far corner. Flyers on their heels. Crosby got it off. And that one hit the goal post. The fans think it went in. The crowd is celebrating. The referee waved it off and no goal. Crosby back to the line for Letang. And another strange carry. It's strange. It is. A strange bounce and a go-ahead goal.
Big Carroll. Wagner, quick trigger, and he got it. And a chance to take the lead on this possession. Pass inside, Green with the throwdown. Pistons on top.
2-2. There's a shot driven out to left field. That's deep. That's sailing back. And it's out of here. Home run, Carlos Narvaez. 3-2. Swing, high fly ball, deep right center field, at the track, at the wall. J.J. Weatherholt ties it up.
Good morning. Welcome in Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Mail Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi. Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. What's up, DB?
How we doing?
Oh, we're doing all right. How are you?
Yeah, J.J. Weatherholt, that's like 2 and 3 days for him. Maybe he is going to be a good rookie.
Is he onto something, you think? Maybe
no, I don't.
found something?
Well, listen, we're not going to open ourselves up to things similar to Trout slander, so we'll just press pause on J.J. Weatherholt.
Did we ever – was that on air or off air, the 5-for-5 thing?
That was – I don't know, but I do know when you sent the text, I wanted to throw my phone. So, I mean, you have yet to let the Mike Trout thing go. I don't even know what brought you. It was like, I don't even know if it had anything to do with it. I go, well, what is this in regards to? And you made it seem like I should know.
Oh, no.
And then you said something slick about it.
That's not like backwards.
It's not like we should be, I don't know. You said something smart about Mike Trout. And I was like, God, you remind me of some of these idiot listeners where it's like, I could say it's green and they'll find a way to argue that like, Coach Rule isn't good or something.
That's backwards. Well, he might have just got lucky too. It's hard to tell. But
I went back and listened. I'm not going to roast him because I didn't hear it. But if what people are mad about is true, it was a dumb take.
Yeah, it's a tough look.
But I haven't heard it in its entirety.
Wait,
I asked him for clarity, and it's fine.
No, what happened was you said, "Hey, when you talk about this 5-for-5 thing," and I go, the eligibility thing, question mark, and you go, yeah, dummy, what else would it be? And then
did I say that?
Yeah, and then once you hit me with the dummy, I go, well, I didn't know if Trout decided to start hitting for average or something.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Well, I just, like, what else would it have been?
Well, listen, I just like clarity sometimes, you know. Common language leads to accountability, DB.
Oh, wow.
I'm just trying to make sure we're all on the same page.
Well, a lot of people like to say what I say anyway, so I'm flattered. I'm flattered.
See,
I'm flattered.
You should be happy that I listen to you.
No,
you know, I know what's going on. Paying attention.
Actually, I'm not.
You're not a fan?
No. I literally am just about to send the number over to you.
Okay. Can I tell you? I got a text message this morning. This is non-sport. Well, it's a little sports related. I got a text message this morning, and you know how some people kind of have those moments in their life where they're like, you know, I think I believe in a higher power or whatever. They're like, this is a God's plan, God's timing moment.
I'm kind of like that. Ravi, are you making light?
I'm about to, but not really.
Wow. All right, this ought to be good.
So my guy, this helps that it's Tim, who used to be a pastor, is now a stand-up comedian, does fundraisers and charities and stuff like that.
Yep.
If you're in that business and need a fundraiser guy, call Tim Boyd. He's the best. But he was
wow.
I love that guy. He's a terrific person. He's a much
Tim,
better.
You must be in the tree of trust. You got a free plug.
He's like Evan. Like Evan Stone and Tim Boyd are like similar, like much better people than I am. Although I know that's not hard to imagine.
Heath, you're out of the club.
Heath is also a terrific guy. We love Heath. Also, both guys work for nonprofits, so I feel like it's not it's not like a free plug. It's just doing my work since I don't work for a nonprofit.
Are you sure?
So I get a text from Tim this morning, and he goes, "Hey, I was doing a show just outside of Lubbock last night, and
You saw lots of brown, lots of quesadillas.
And he goes, I adjusted my set on the fly, made about a half dozen gambling jokes, and he's like, everybody was laughing, crying a little, but laughing too." After the Sorsby situation. And that's why I believe in a higher power. Because what are the chances that my guy Tim Boyd is doing a comedy show in Lubbock the same day that Brendan Sorsby gets popped for gambling?
Are you reading any of the stories?
I'm reading a lot of the stories.
So
my man's in a bad way.
I'm not going to pretend like I can't entirely relate, because I've done high risk things. Do you know how many balls and strikes are in a particular baseball game?
300 and change.
Minimum, probably.
Yeah.
Can you imagine just betting on balls and strikes?
Not even a little bit. That sounds awful. That sounds so boring. It also sounds like the only way it isn't boring is if you have a real problem.
I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot.
There is thousands of bets is the number that's being thrown out there over the course of a few years.
I'm trying to figure out who's doing all the investigating now, unless he's just telling.
So I have a theory.
Oh boy. you and Kill Jam.
Did you see that apparently Cincinnati knew that he was gambling?
The Bearcats?
Yeah, as early as August.
So that goes into part of my theory.
Oh, they didn't want Texas Tech to benefit from him playing?
Well, so they also have sued Brendan Sorsby because he didn't pay his buyout.
Yeah, he owes money. Yeah, he owes money.
And they have sued him in the amount of $1 million. And my thought is, what if their lawyers are like, yeah, I don't think this is going to go our way. And they're like, well, it's not going to go his either. That's not crazy, right?
That would be incredibly petty.
But it's not crazy, especially since it sounds like they knew.
No, it's not crazy at all.
I mean, he was gambling while he was at Indiana, apparently.
Yeah. That's the one that might really get him, is the one that he gambled on that Indiana was playing in.
Yeah.
That's the one that's probably gonna get him.
Yeah. Well, no question.
Because I mean, the thousands, he probably is not playing this year regardless.
Yeah.
But that's the one where it's like, hey, that's a line that we just not cross.
Can't cross it.
I don't care if you were redshirting. I don't care if you weren't playing. You obviously have information about a team by being on that team.
Kobe. No, you don't, Kobe. No, you don't. It would be incredibly fast action, too. Like, you think. That's why I don't like blackjack.
Moves too fast?
It's just, I mean, it is. And I get it. Listen, I know all you guys and gals that constantly win playing blackjack, and there's a way to do it. And listen, I get it. But there's also a reason why it's one of the more higher rated table games, and how you can accrue points for your whatever it is that you're connected to, whether it's the horseshoe
rewards
or
program.
your rewards program. Yeah. Like, there's a reason that blackjack.
Yeah, casinos like blackjack more than you do, I promise.
Racks up a lot. So I mean, balls and strikes, that's like heads or tails.
Yes. Like, you could maybe get a little bit predictive based on count, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's not getting in trouble because of the balls and strikes, like the baseball one. He's getting in trouble for the
no,
football
I know.
ones,
I'm
right?
just saying.
He's getting in trouble.
No, I'm asking.
You can't bet on anything. As a college athlete, you can't bet on anything, college or pro. That's how the rule's written.
Which is kind of, it's not ha funny, but I mean, do they really think people aren't gambling?
So that's the part of this that hasn't been talked about a ton yet. Because, yeah, for sure. Right? Especially when it's worse in the pro leagues, because the NCAA doesn't actively promote gambling, although they obviously benefit from it. But it is a little sanctimonious to be like, hey, we realize this is a huge part of the economy, our economy, but it's a no for you.
Yeah. Just wait.
Yeah. That being said, if you're a college athlete, delete the apps, man. Just delete them.
Yeah.
It's too easy. Like, we were talking, I think it's Keljam in the chat who's like, hey, I don't do well with
somebody
social.
that has a social media app limit.
Yeah, he's like, I don't do well on social media. Like, I just don't have the apps. That's smart. If you know yourself, you're like, hey, this is not a thing I can control my time on very well. Delete them, right? Just get rid of them.
That used to be Shane. That was your excuse for TikTok, right? He's like, yeah, it wasn't the Chinese government. It was the fact that he didn't think he had the discipline.
And IG, all that.
Yeah.
I don't have the discipline.
Yeah.
Well,
I know why you can't have IG. Never leave the house.
So much bread,
Well, there's a lot of recipes on there.
And a lot of people make money on there.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
For people like, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good idea. The more I think about it.
Yeah, there's some people just like, hey, I can't control myself.
Way ahead of the game.
Our guy Jacob doesn't have TikTok either. I don't know what his reason is.
No, I think Jacob's afraid of the Chinese government.
Maybe. He doesn't seem overly political to me. I'm not sure that.
Yeah, but I do think he is extremely cautious. Doesn't really strike me as a risk taker.
Oh, KJ is a Chinese government guy, not a use time guy. My bad.
Yeah, I mean, do you not listen to him?
I do. I thought originally when he posted it was about time.
His personality is formulating more by the minute.
Oh, yeah.
And the Discord.
Yeah, that is kind of the fun part about it is like you kind of get a feel for guys in the chat, but when you actually are conversating with them a little bit, it's just
like, do you know who I pegged is absolutely certifiable, and he is?
Funky?
No. Well, he's just funny. Now, he's interesting. I don't know if he's like closet crazy or just silly.
Sure.
I think
fair.
I'm gonna figure out how to go see Dank. I'm gonna go check on my man Ant.
I like him.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
But it's not intentional. He's just sharing because I think he's comfortable.
Yeah. No, I like him. I think he is
he
thinks about things in an interesting way.
A very different light.
Which I appreciate.
Well, it's like you made the joke the other day about you were talking about how like when you disseminate information and how some people take it or whatever, and it's like you compared it to the two people in church. Like they're talking about me, or see, I was right. You need to do better.
Yeah, they're talking about you.
Yeah, right.
I told you they were talking about you.
And it's kind of like I like to listen more for transformation than for information.
Yeah.
Right. I know it drives you crazy because that bleeds into the good piece of cheese thing.
A lot, yes.
Right. That's how this it kind of reminds me of. I think he's just trying to like broaden his horizons holistically.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. I did not realize until like the last week or so, and Aaron, a lot of it is Aaron's fault. With Cloud and chat and like you can have some fascinating conversations.
Yeah.
When Dank was talking about this in the chat a month ago or so, I was like, I remember vividly. I'm with Zoe in the grocery store at Hy-Vee, and I'm like, is he okay? And who thought of that question? Like, that's awful philosophical.
I think he does lean philosoph on us a little bit.
Like Socrates?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Big crates guy.
Yeah. I like crates.
Goes to the container store.
Yeah, I think you may just be silly, Jibs. I'm not sure.
I like Jibs. It's a good group we got.
A-Train, I briefly flipped through it. There was one particular part in Equalizer 3 I wanted to see, but the Dodgers were struggling with the Marlins too, so I didn't stay long. But I am a big fan of the very beginning when they first get to the vineyard and the two men have the guns pointed at Denzel and he's sitting in the chair and he's speaking Italian.
That was
And he's basically saying your men are about to die and they don't even know it yet.
that was a topic of conversation in the Discord yesterday. Was does DB know all 3 equalizers are playing tonight?
Yeah, I know.
And if so,
Well, you know who tells?
who?
TK.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, TK is like, hey, don't go over to the movie side of the Discord. So I didn't, like, all day. I didn't get to it until like this morning.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it was somewhere in the 4s. So it's a lot going on in your DB household. Trying to keep up.
Was it happening outside your head or inside your head?
Outside.
Okay, that's good. That's a plus.
Yeah, moving parts.
That's a bonus.
Moving parts. Wait a minute. He said, did you hear about the guy who was talking to AI and it told him he created a new type of math? What?
Yeah, you gotta be real careful when you're having those conversations with AI because it does make things up sometimes.
I don't really try. I mean, I do.
But
I can turn off that part of the search engine.
It's better to have kind of philosophical conversations like Dank has to kind of see how it works. Or if you're asking something very specific, if you kind of get into this no man's land of like philosophical specificity, then it gets a little sideways because it doesn't have answers to things like that yet. Like it's because it's just sourcing from the internet, right?
I'm definitely not paying attention.
That's okay. You just gotta be careful.
Emmett says my time management with social media is terrible. Also, I still can't access the chat. Emmett, you can't?
Yeah. Can we help Emmett out?
Yeah, the world needs more Emmett. He actually has some sense.
I think Sasha has helped some people out with that before. We can.
He said, moment of clarification. I don't have the apps because I don't want them spying on me. All right. I thought you were joking about the whole Chinese government thing.
No, it's I guess. I mean, I don't know. I figure everybody has everybody's information already anyway. So
I don't know, KJ. I think it's undeniable. Like I could be talking about like inexplicably Pop-Tarts pops up on my Instacart shopping thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
big Pop-Tart guy over there.
I don't eat Pop-Tarts. I don't buy Pop-Tarts. I make fun of the numbnut that sits next to me and devours Pop-Tarts. That's the only time I talk about Pop-Tarts. So apparently it's picking up on Pop-Tarts.
Your FBI agent is just trying to get you to eat some more Pop-Tarts. That's all it is.
He's just trying to get you some carbs. He's like, hey, you got to get some energy in there, DB.
Oh, man, I'm cool.
Some sugar, some good sugar.
Get some of them sugars. Not like the Diesel do that Rico pounds, but okay.
Had some diesel cream soda the other day.
Ugh.
Solid.
What was it? What was it?
Full sugar cream soda.
The dirty Mountain Dew.
Ugh.
Mountain Dew makes a cream soda flavor?
Yeah.
That sounds
good.
Sounds
it's real good.
I left my bum in the fridge.
Your bum?
The energy.
I let you take it off.
I forgot that was the name of the energy drink.
I let Zoe pick them out.
Yeah. So yesterday
she picked out a barbell. She picked out a bum. And she like reads the label. So I'm sure people like that are in the store like,
what's this little kid doing?
Either this grown up can't read and he's like using his
outsourcing it to his kid.
Yeah. I'm sure that's how it looks because I'm like, oh, let's guess how much that will be. Because she's very good at I was teaching her why you don't have tax on food.
Mm-hmm.
Like she got to within $3 of a basket list.
Yeah.
And so she picked out a couple because she likes going over in that health section.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't mess around over there with a variety of things.
So the drinks I brought in the other day for the crew?
Yeah.
Apparently our guy CR, the guy that sits right across from the hall here next to Kyle. So he apparently really, really liked him. Pounded
the wet powder?
Yeah, pounded like 4 of those things yesterday.
Okay.
And I was like,
mildly disgusting.
Okay, buddy, that's 120 grams of protein and like 800 milligrams of caffeine. You're gonna poop your brains out.
We haven't seen him yet.
I haven't. We haven't seen him yet.
No, well, I'll give you an update later when he comes in. I'll ask him how his night was.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get a report because that's an unholy concentration of protein and caffeine.
Oof. I just said, everybody, if you have any work, send it to CR. He'll get it done lickety split.
Yeah, he was bouncing a little bit, but I was like, there's gonna be a bill to pay after this at some point. Like that check's gonna come due. It's not good.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? He said oh yeah, that's right. So Juan's like my new quasi bestie.
Okay.
I don't know why. We DM more than anything, but it's just funny because he's always checking on my dog, and she's a wackadoodle.
Mm-hmm.
I just sent him another picture the other day. And he's like, "Oh, she didn't tear up the napkins." And I was like, she did. I left in a hurry Sunday morning, but he's now getting Pollo Dorado videos.
Yeah, that's what he said in the chat.
Yeah, I'm telling you though, it looks. I mean, it's pretty good.
Looks pretty good.
No, it is.
Oh, you've had it? Yeah.
That's the one that I ate over like 3 days.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
My barber ate it in the car. He doesn't eat in his car.
Yeah. Good for him.
I mean, it's pretty legit if you're looking for chicken.
I'm always looking for chicken.
Yeah, Ken, that's annoying. The Instacart, the Instacart thing. So you know what that's happening? It's spilling over into my TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How so?
It like gives me ads.
Oh.
And I try to click out of it, and it takes me actually to the link.
Oh, I hate when it does that.
I'm like, there has to be a way around this.
I hit the X. Leave me alone.
Right?
Stop doing that.
Yeah, it's pissing me off.
I hate the ones too when.
Oh wait, did Emmett? When did you do that, Emmett? Yesterday? Juan, what's tomorrow? Like it's tomorrow's chicken day. Today used to be cheap chicken day, didn't it? Used to be the 8-piece for $8.99.
Where?
At no free plugs. A grocery store. Oh, but now it's already. I told you, like 2 months later, it's up to $10.99.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you meant like a fast food place or something.
But there is a fast food place that does it now for $10.
I don't mind talking about chains because I feel like it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're any good. Is KFC still good?
I'll be honest. I don't know the last time I've been to KFC.
I haven't been to KFC and
Ravi, let's try it today.
I mean, maybe double-digit years.
I was going to say a decade. I think it's been a decade. Yeah, we can go to KFC today, Rico. Let's go.
But I was tempted a couple months ago because they brought back the party wings.
Oh yeah, you brought that up.
You
love party wings.
I'm a sucker for.
Yeah, you love
especially breaded and fried, not the regular like.
So Jeremy knows ball. I haven't had fried chicken there, but you got to go to the supermercado.
Yeah,
for some stuff.
well, I told you, I drove there, and I told you about that. There's the one on Vinton, and then there's the one across the street from McCobo's.
So Vinton's the one that we used to go to.
Because, I'm on that, Jeremy.
Yeah,
for sure.
We used to live not too far from the one on Vinton, so yeah, we used to go to the supermercado all the time.
Yeah, it's just, and I looked at. So the reason I pulled out of the drive-through. Well, they didn't have them. Number one, I asked. This was like during the Super Bowl. So this is how long ago this was.
Yeah.
For the KFC thing, I was like, maybe do party wings or something. And I looked at the prices.
Oh yeah, get out of here. Not doing that.
I mean, what are we doing?
I'm trying to think of it's got to be over a decade. Last time
for sure. I don't even know.
It's got to be over 10 years.
I don't even know. Oh, the Traven just asked us about the place we were just talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we just frequented that place.
Yeah, I went there for the first time last week, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and I've had it a couple of times. I actually got that. You're not gonna believe this, Traven. I got the restaurant a couple of years ago from Asian Wyatt. What?
I mean, there's two things that happen at the same time.
No, I mean,
you hit the Wyatt thing with the barbecue chicken place, and then Funky Giblets goes, last time I ate at KFC, it didn't end well. It felt like they were using DB's food storage practices.
Hey, I think that's overblown. I really do, Jibs. I think it's overblown.
It's still funny, though.
I mean, because you, like, totally sensationalized it.
Yeah, a little bit. It's okay.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I'm plain. You got a flavor you weren't enamored with.
Yeah, I really appreciated the crunch, like the crispiness of it.
Natasha, aka Natalia, liked hers though, right?
She did like her flavor. I need to try just the plain. It was the first time I went. I should have gone just plain, but I got a little adventurous, so that's on me.
That's what drives me crazy with these food reviewers, and they always use sauce on their first bite. Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
knock it off. Don't.
No, you got to figure out what it tastes like first.
Yeah, then
That's on me. That's totally on
then
me.
you can. Are you believing that Hardee's is actually using prime rib?
No.
Yeah. So do they think we think that?
I don't know. Like, it's the same thing where, and listen, I love Arby's. Love Arby's.
No, don't slander the brisket, because that brisket was for what it was actually pretty good on that.
No, I'm not even talking about the brisket.
Oh.
They've got the commercials where they're showing them like shave the roast beef in store or whatever. It's like, I know that stuff comes in a bag as like goop. It's fine. I don't care.
Hey, by the way, Shane, do you like gyros?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
I do. I love gyros.
Your spot has in the
Like
meal.
European money?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
No gyro.
It's
gyro.
It's in the same place where they make all their pre-meals.
Oh, it's on the end.
Yeah. You can get it with the tzatziki, the pita.
I'll have to check it out.
There was quite a bit of meat. I looked at a couple of trays. I'm kind of doing my own now on TikTok, where you like roll it in the parchment paper.
Mhm.
Have you seen those recipes?
Yeah.
Oh, it works.
Does it?
Although ground lamb is expensive.
Husker P likes a place downtown, has some good chicken too. I went there for the first time this weekend. I went for brunch though, Husker P, so I'm not.
This was like early 2000s when I was too much discretionary income A-train. The only time I ate at Broncos was for their fried chicken.
Really?
And I realized as I got older, it's
Can I let you in on a little secret here?
just okay. What?
I know it's like an Omaha establishment. I've never been there.
Yeah. Well, there's places like that. There's a few places.
That's when I was like, I'm like,
Hey,
oh,
that's the secret.
I've never eaten there.
I literally just crossed Culver's off the bucket list. Like it was right around Easter, like a month, whenever Easter was.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I door dashed a fish sandwich on a Friday night.
That's not a good way to bust down that door.
Your first Culver's experience was a fish sandwich?
A door dashed fish sandwich.
I'm so sorry.
What was I supposed to get?
I don't know, a butter burger
Anything else?
and go to the establishment.
Anything else?
Don't let anybody else handle your food.
I mean, there's certain. I'm not door dashing seafood. We've talked about this before.
That's not true, HP. I'm questioning your taste. It's okay.
I didn't get chicken there.
It's okay. It's not. I wouldn't call it good.
I didn't mind the restaurant though in general, but I didn't try their chicken.
It's fine, but I'm not a soggy skin guy anyway. So I'm like the Nashville hot isn't in my wheelhouse.
Yeah, fair
at all.
Emmett, you should be good to go now. Sasha, I think, fixed you up.
I know, Scott, but they closed it.
Where'd they close?
My spot.
Oh yeah. You were heartbroken about that.
Oh, you tell. Yeah,
you had to go like say goodbye to all your friends, and
yeah, I got like 70% off my last $300 worth of groceries too.
Yeah,
damn.
Dude, my seasoning cabinet. It's like $110 worth of seasoning for like $24.
I'm surprised I didn't want to get one of those like solder discount receipts that he sends us sometimes. Where he's like, look at all the stuff I got.
I told you
look at how much money I saved.
No, yesterday he goes, today's a good day. Do you know what it was?
What?
It was 99-cent sale at Hy-Vee.
Oof.
And I'm telling you that the dude bought like 36 things for $38.
What was
That's
it? Everything? Not like everything, but like what?
I mean, everything. Yeah, you everything on the advertisement. The dude is out there.
I mean, good for him.
He's super cheap.
You know, good for him. I guess.
I didn't know so this is. I mean, everybody can make fun of me, but I didn't know Culver's was like a burger thing.
Yeah, their burgers they're pretty. So the things that people go to Culver's for are the burgers and then the cheese curds. That's like their
cheese curds.
Yeah, their cheese curds are good. Big cheese
not
curds,
quite over. They're fine.
I only like fried ones because they make them like cheese curds themselves are not actually fried, like the actual chunks of cheese.
Yeah,
I don't like that, but I like the fried ones. I'm a big cheese curds guy.
I like cheese, but that's not really my jam.
Culver's used to have real good fried chicken.
Did they?
Yeah.
Culver's?
Yeah. You were saying you don't like soggy skin. It was crunchy. It was good.
There's another place I've never eaten.
Where?
That's fairly popular. I don't know if this is like a thing or not. But,
okay.
Are they good?
I like them a lot. Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
but
I've never been there.
They very specifically cater to the type of burger and fries that I prefer.
Which is?
For a fast food burger,
mm-hmm.
I feel like your best option is kind of a smashed burger.
Okay.
And they have the real thin, like shoestring fries that I like a lot. The like crispy shoestring fries. They're not soggy.
Yeah.
Those are kind of my jams. So they're right up my alley.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So I don't know if everybody else likes them as much as I do, and I understand why they may not, but they're very specifically like in my wheelhouse.
Okay. The more you know.
Yeah.
See, I know you're a big crunch to potato ratio.
Yeah,
guy.
it's very important to me. Shoestring. That's why steak fries are out the club.
Yeah, they're trash.
That baked potatoes out the club.
Trash.
Yes, Funky. That's correct. That's the place.
So Ron and I went to a place last week,
mm-hmm.
and I took them home. I was gonna warm them up for Zoe, and she's way too picky,
mm-hmm.
so they never made it.
Mm.
But they look like the type of fry I would eat.
Yeah.
Yep. Seem to have really strong seasoning, a little batter crisp.
Okay.
I'm telling you though, if the place that I'm talking about, I buy them, but I eat them the opposite of the way that Ravi's talking about.
Cheese curds?
Traven. I just eat them like the cheese.
Yeah, they have like a weird, because of the way they make them,
Waxy.
they have like a weird waxy texture on them that
I get it.
bothers my teeth. Like it doesn't hurt. It's just like it makes me cringe just even thinking about like the feeling of it on my teeth.
What's the brand I like? Is it Yasa? Or am I just thinking baseball?
Like Carson?
They're right on my way to Central City. There's like a little arrow where you can go to the place where they make the cheese.
Oh, really?
Is it? Yeah. I can see it in my head. I can't remember the name. It's fairly popular. It's a popular cheese brand.
I don't know how much I've ever gotten those here, but the ex was from Wisconsin. So like whenever we'd go up there, we'd get cheese curds and stuff. So I feel confident we had a pretty high quality of them. Yeah. And it just wasn't for me.
I went shop. I let Ryder. She's like my shopping expert.
Is that your Lupe?
Yeah, it is.
He's calling us out.
Yeah, that is my guy. That's Lupe. He said, "You're Lupe." Yep, that's my Lupe. You guys sound like you're picky eaters, also, just like Zoe. Yeah. Gisa, Jisa. Yep,
Gisa.
That's what it is. I kept thinking Yasa.
Yes. Oh, you were close. I mean, you're in the neighborhood.
But you pass it, and I mean, you're going through like a field, and you take this left, and it's like, I'm like, oh, that's where that place is.
Mm-hmm.
They make some pretty good cheese curds. But anyway, we needed. I got some smoked Gouda yesterday, some smoked mozzarella, and half and half. And this little girl just makes a beeline, sprinting in front of the meat counter. It's like a 60-yard dash in Hy-Vee. She's like, it's by the milk, right? I was like, oh, God. Just calm it down.
She's working on that 40 time. She's trying to be the fastest one in the family.
She knows where everything is in that store.
I'm going to say I'd have a hard time, and I'm sure it's a wonderful establishment, not hating on anybody local here. I'd have a hard time going into an establishment and buying anything from someplace called Jizza Cheese.
No, I'm telling you. No, Jeff is right. We pass it every time because we take.
He said between Dwight and Brainerd?
Yeah, we take 92 to, we'll pass like Shelby Rising City. I talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
When we go to Central City.
I'm kind of hit and miss on
A-Train. She did hit about 20 mile an hour. Certainly as fast as the car that I was driving in. Shane, did you watch me yesterday? I did it again for Shane yesterday.
She would have kept up for that thing for at least 2 driveways.
Shane, keep it a buck. How slow was I moving?
You were like driving Miss Daisy out there. You were really slow.
Wow. Damon. Wow. Wow.
It was pretty slow. I mean, that's about as slow as you can get.
Okay.
You know what
we're on today?
Do you know what that movie's about, Shane?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I've never seen it.
Yes, he is. He's pleading ignorant now. That's a nice reference, though, Shane. Nice reference.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's
My eyes are watering.
You gonna be okay?
It just caught me off guard.
Yes, Alex. That's what I thought.
We've already hit on 2 of the 3.
I've never seen the movie.
Maybe read the Wikipedia during the break, Shane.
Nah, I'm good.
Don't say that to anybody else that looks like Damon. That isn't Damon, okay?
Yeah,
I was just saying he was driving slow.
Yeah,
It looked
I'm just
really,
saying.
really slow out there.
Yeah, it just rolled right
Yeah.
off the
Oh,
lips.
like driving Miss Daisy.
Yeah, it seemed to happen.
Where's-
Isha, like check.
It's pronounced Jizza. What? What's it pronounced like? Oh, Isha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isha.
All
All
right.
right, the more you know. I'm all in on the brand.
Well, listen, we had a lot of pronunciation issues in this chat. Like,
There's no J.
no, there was. It was Jisa. That's how it was spelled. He is giving me a pronunciation guide.
just-
There's
In the pronunciation, there's no J.
okay, well, I didn't see the pronunciation until after I was clarifying it.
All right. Whatever, man.
You're probably like one of those guys that doesn't pronounce bussies correctly.
I do. You don't.
He's out here was like, yeah, it's Bucky's. In
It's
what
Buc-ee's.
world?
There's
And-
literally no.
In
Ravi,
what world has double CEE ever been a CK hard K sound? Never. It's bussies. All right. Just
It's not.
understand that.
there's literally a comedian on TikTok that says it the way that you're saying it as a joke.
I have a head.
He's
Listen.
from Texas.
Comedians are often a vessel of truth for things we're not ready to hear yet.
He says it as a joke.
Actually
Very true.
That's actually true.
Yeah.
It doesn't apply in this case,
Dropping knowledge bombs.
but it's actually kind of true.
Uh,
Wow.
Just because you're loud doesn't make you not wrong.
well, if that's how other people operate, why can't I?
The empty can does rattle the loudest. Sasha goes, we're not doing this again. By the way, Sasha, were you air high-fiving Hubs last night? It was like 3-2 pens.
It's fine.
I mean, we actually have life.
Like Evanescence, Bring You to Life.
It's not even their good song.
You big My Immortal guy.
Yes.
It's good. It's a good song.
It's a great song.
Are you surprised that I knew 2 Evanescence songs?
Are you surprised that I knew one?
Yes.
Both of those songs are gas. It's not a surprise at all.
Well, the only reason
Are
I
you
know it
surprised I
is
have the
because
CD?
that's when Electra's dad died.
Oh,
And they
yeah.
played it at the funeral.
Yeah. I think they played Bring Me to Life in the first one in Daredevil.
They did.
Oh, they're just big Evanescence fans, I guess.
Oh.
It was very popular for the time period. That makes sense.
Yeah, remember she thought Daredevil actually killed her dad?
Mm-hmm.
He was kind of framed by Bullseye.
Do you think he can actually see like Stevie Wonder?
Are you watching Born Again?
No.
God, it's so good.
Like, what if Matt Murdock? Like, maybe that's how.
Do you watch the Marvel Shane, it's MCU, right? Marvel Cinematic Universe.
That's the MCU, yes. But I do not get to watch
Suave,
the
do you?
series.
Yes, I have a collection of almost all of the movies.
Okay, so do you like watch it?
Yeah, I would say I'm not like a super nerd that dives into all of the nuances and all the
you're
things in the background,
But
but
Jessica Jones had Luke Cage, baby.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Just kind of threw that in Daredevil Born Again. I was like, who's the biracial girl? There's only one black character in these. Ah, damn it, Luke. What?
What are you doing, Luke?
Is that too much? Saying too much? Why is that funny?
just damn it, Luke. It just hit me a certain way. I don't know why.
Definitely gum, Juan. Definitely gum.
Yeah, TK, it is pronounced Buccaneers, all right?
He said,
Ravi, this is a weird hill to die on, but hey, at least you're dead.
how about HP? He said, how do you pronounce Jussie Smollett?
It's Juki.
He's so stupid. That's his personality, though.
Coming up on the show today, We got head softball coach Rhonda Revelle at 8.
I hope she's still cool.
Right.
But she's actually busy, so hopefully she's not listening.
Right off of the renaming of the field in her honor.
It's a surprise.
On senior night there, or senior day, I guess, over at Bolin Stadium. So we'll talk to Coach Revelle at 8. And then we've got CYNTHIA FRELUND at 8:30 because we didn't get our NFL in yesterday, so we got to get some NFL in today.
Hey, Shane, did our guy give us an explanation of what happened?
No.
Oh, that hurts my feelings.
Just ghost town over here.
It's okay.
No, it's not okay, Shane. It's common courtesy.
Really hurts my feelings.
I understand if something happens in the moment. We're at 24 hours now. I could have said something.
My bad.
Anything at all. Anything at all. That's all I'm saying. Everybody sleeps in every once in a while. I get it. But
hey, you know our CSC, the arbitration is scheduled for today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Love arbitration. What could go wrong? That's DB.
Paying athletes.
I'm Ravi, Lulla. More Hurrdat Sports Live coming up next.
It's time to shift into spring at Edwards Kia. Lease the 2026 Kia Seltos LX as low as $198 a month. Shift into spring for less. Spring on this deal before it's gone. Drive away with more this April. Or lease the 2026 Kia Sportage LX as low as $228 a month. Don't wait. Shift into a fresh deal this spring at Edwards Kia. It pays to make the drive to Edwards Kia.
Yeah, I threw like a mini tailgate, I guess. I put up a lawn chair. I had my hat, my, Berks on, and I turned on a playlist of Morgan Wallen. And again, just a way to kind of decompress. There's a lot of family, friends, there's a lot going on when you're at home. And so I actually got to spend 2 hours out there, and I was panning through some film a little bit, and it was like pure joy and like kind of my calm. So yeah, it was really nice. And when people went by, I was waving, having the time of my life.
It's the declaration of deals at Edwards Jeep Council Bluffs in Village Point. Lease the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4, 0 down, starting at just $349 a month for returning lessees. Shift into spring with deals this good only at Edwards Jeep Council Bluffs in Village Point, or lease the 2026 Jeep Compass Limited, 0 down, starting at just $299 a month for returning lessees. Don't wait. Declaration of deals won't last. Get to Edwards Jeep Council Bluffs in Village Point.
listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Back Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Mail Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. TK says, please pronounce this word spelled Accadian for me. That's very clearly Acadian.
You're an idiot.
Now, the next one he says is Accelerant, which is accelerant. That makes an X noise. That's a noise that two C's back together, back to back, do make sometimes. Accelerant.
Were you a phonics or whole language guy?
The Tampa Bay
Buccaneers. I already told you that.
got it.
I just was looking at their depth chart too the other day. That's funny.
Zach,
It's still open.
what's still open? Oh, the depth chart on your computer. Tampa Bay Buccaneers depth chart. There we go. You got your guy Baker.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
No, I like their offense. I was just taking a look at it. I didn't see what they were going to do.
Who's their backup running back now that White's gone?
Gainwell.
Okay.
Fortunately, Steelers didn't bring him back, even though he was their only good offensive player a year ago.
I just would like to thank them for donating Mike Evans to my cause. I appreciate that.
Yeah, the only reason that Johnny Manziel was good.
Exactly.
No problem.
It's the only reason at all.
Well, you guys are willing to die on some hills, aren't you?
Somebody.
What do you mean?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Somebody's going to.
Yeah.
Alex, surprisingly enough, I don't speak Hindi, so I don't know. Not familiar.
Is his wife back yet? Because he can't be left to his own devices.
I got 5 on it.
That's also not Hindi. That's just an accent. And that's the end of my joke to Carlos O'Kelly's.
I don't understand. Dude's kind of on one today. Shane, you good? Is it all? Was it?
Ooh, soldier boy, tell them.
He's just out here. He's mad at me, and he starts playing these.
No, I'm not mad. Why would I be mad?
Why'd you drop a Driving Miss Daisy reference? Was it the IG comment I made?
No, that's fine. I've never seen Driving Miss Daisy.
I legitimately think he doesn't know that it was racist.
Oh. All right.
They used the joke in Bad Boys. That's probably where I got it from. You're slow enough to drive Miss Daisy.
DB, Chan, I'm gonna tell you something here. There's certain
really dangerous to assume that because someone says something, you can say it. Really dangerous.
That's where I was going, Austin. They
says the guy with no filter.
They say a lot of
The
things
irony.
in Bad Boys and Bad Boys 2 that you should not repeat, Shane.
Oh boy.
That's all I'm saying.
Shane,
Like Rico could repeat it, and Damon could repeat it. Those are the only people in the office that could repeat it currently. That's all I'm saying.
It's the motherfucking deodorant.
Hits him with the,
You thought about it, David, but then you did it. I'm proud of you.
I did. Hey, by the way, can I ask you something real quick, sports related?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a sports show.
If you're the Detroit Pistons, what are you doing in the offseason?
That's a really interesting question because this feels a lot like.
I mean, you're not maxing Jalen Duren.
No, he is important to what they do. I don't know that there is a clear path forward for them to, without making some pretty wholesale roster changes, to be better than this against certain matchups in the East.
Yeah, it's a 60-win team.
It is a 60-win team. But here's the other thing that we found out. I call this the Tom Thibodeau effect. Is if you have a young team that just is capable of playing harder than everyone every night, you'll put up a gaudy regular season record.
Yeah, because nobody plays hard in the.
That's not what I'm
season.
saying. I'm saying that there is when you're as young as they are, your motor can go a little higher, a little longer. You don't have to manage some of or maybe people don't think you have to manage whatever, and other people do. You don't have to manage the fatigue of young guys the same way you do of a team that's 5 years older.
Did you find yourself cheering for Jokic last night?
Not even a little bit. Why would I cheer for Jokic?
Well, he's pretty good.
Also, great sportsmanship on his part at the end, too. Like, you just really appreciate that for a guy that felt so strongly about sportsmanship just 2 days ago that he had to run and try and incite a riot basically on a basketball court to just say, hey, that's not how we play the game. He decided, like, oh, hey, no, yeah, we're going to do that. You're going to have a good time here? So I just want to know what it is. Like, is it a sportsmanship thing, or is he just a sore loser, little baby back situation? Like, is that
baby back?
Yeah, like ribs. Like it's stuck to him.
Finish it, Ravi.
Baby back ribs.
Finish it what?
Finish it, Ravi.
I got bigger chunks.
What accent was that?
That was from Austin Powers.
Oh, gotcha.
Fat fatherless child.
Just say the word.
That's a word he hates. He hates that word.
I'm not a huge fan of that word.
The words that I think he won't ever say are the F word. I don't think he'll ever say the F word. The C word, which no one should say on the show ever. Because
I could see Sasha dropping that when she's pissed.
She would drop it off air, maybe. I don't think she would drop it on air. Because that is one that I feel like Bill might have a hard time just being like, yep, this is fine.
That's a fun word to say.
It's not a fun word to say. Out of all the words that I say, I don't like that word. I don't say that one. And then the B word. He won't say Inglorious Bastards.
Banana pudding.
Different one. Banana hammock. What? It's those little things.
Was that Austin laughing? Was that last Austin laughing? He had to cut himself off.
It's those things on the counter that you hang your banana bunch from. That's what.
Wow, shocked that Rico knows about banana hammocks in his home.
Where do you think all them kids come from?
I didn't say it. Ravi did.
Sure.
Oh, wow.
Oh, apparently Sasha actually has a very old stand-up joke that she used to do about the C word.
Maybe, I'm telling you.
Maybe we do that off air. I'll be honest, that's a line that I'm not totally comfortable crossing, which is
join the stream, Sasha. Let's go.
Dude, she just casually called you an a-hole in the hallway during break.
Oh, she does.
I'm going to wash my hands, and she goes, such and such is just being a blankety blank. And I was like, whoa.
That's pretty common, though. I feel like she says that about me at least a couple times a week.
Tough. It's a tough look, bud. Tough look.
Yeah, so Husker P, that is the weird thing about some of these words is like they are very common in other places here. You know, so it's
I didn't even get to my
what was your sports question?
I had a lot of questions. I wanted to talk about Ty Simpson's secret interview, but I guess we could do that later.
We can talk about that later.
No, she was not wrong, Haas. She was 100% correct.
Oh, yeah. Let's take a quick break.
It just caught me off guard. I'm just strolling in the hallway. She's like, he's just saying. I was like, oh.
I feel like that was a stray for no reason, but that's okay.
Morning, Sash.
We're going to take a quick break here. Coming up next, we've got Rhonda Revelle, head softball coach for Nebraska, joining us in just a few minutes. We'll be right back. Hurrdat Sports Live.
It's time to shift into spring at Edwards Nissan. Lease the 2026 Nissan Rogue Platinum starting at just $349 a month. Shift into the ride you've been waiting for. Spring on this deal before it's gone. Drive away with more this April. Or lease the 2026 Nissan Pathfinder SV, a third-row SUV, starting at just $399 a month. Don't wait. Shift into a fresh deal this spring at Edwards Nissan.
Yeah, I coach the setters, so I have a really good relationship with both of them, and we talk a lot, and we have a lot of candid conversations. So somebody like Bergen, who already is really accomplished and already been a two-time All-American and Final Fours, and just have her be really open and excited to learn from me and to help me be comfortable with the team and her. It means a lot, and I think that's a huge part of the transition. And if she says, look, I trust Danny, she's coaching the setters, it's easier for everybody else. So just really huge of her to give me this opportunity to make it so easy. I just say confidence, and she doesn't hesitate anymore. So I think we've seen that somewhat in the front row, but in the back row, she might get ace, but the next play is perfect. So I just love the way she's just really transformed her all-around game, not just one part of it.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Alejandro swings and misses. She's dead on strikes. And the 9th-ranked Cornhuskers down 7th-ranked UCLA.
Called strike 3. Jordy ends it, and Nebraska wins it 3-2. And they take down number 1 Texas Tech.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 6 on the day for Jordy Fromm. And the Huskers get the 13-0 win on Senior Day. They sweep the series for Iowa, and they move to 20-1 in Big Ten Conference play.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's the BM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are joined now by Nebraska head softball coach Rhonda Revelle. Coach, how are we doing this morning?
Doing well. How are you doing?
Coach, it is so good to see you. How are you?
You know what? We're busy, but we're good.
Good.
Coach, I just wanted to, first of all, say congratulations. You had a really cool moment over the weekend with the renaming of the field at Bowling Stadium in your honor. I guess, it seemed like it was a pretty big surprise. Like, was there any indication? Did you have any heads up there, or what's kind of going through your mind as that's going on?
Well, the only way I can describe that is I had not zero idea, but sub-zero.
Sounds about right.
Yes. And the surprise continued because they, when I saw President Gold with the ball, I thought, oh, they're just how nice. They're going to present me with the 1,200 win ball, even though I had already gotten the ball from Troy in his office a couple weeks prior. But I thought, oh, they're just going to make it official. And that's really all I thought until Troy got on the microphone and, had us all turn around. So, it's very humbling. It's very humbling, but, we've got work to do. So that needs to be our focus.
I am not surprised in the slightest. You are not going to stop and smell the roses. I joke with people, and I try not to gatekeep. I love the sport. I go back to, we came in together. Well, I was 1 year right before you. I think you started in 93. Tobin Echohawk was like my lab partner. Sarah Sinclair is my neighbor. I coach your kids now. And it's interesting, Coach, because I remember when you first got there, you were in a regional. I think 2 years later, you're in the Women's College World Series by the time I left. And then there's it just continues to these different journeys. When you first got to Nebraska, I mean, what did you envision was going to be the trajectory of this program?
Well, as you recall, I played at Nebraska, and then I went on to coach at San Jose State as an assistant coach. And when the head coaching job came open, I thought, man, I'm pretty young. I don't know if I have enough of a resume to even be, considered. But fortunately, I was hired. And I remember in the process, Nebraska was way up there when Lori Sipple pitched. They were in the College World Series every year.
Mm-hmm.
But then they had fallen off a little bit. And I remember with the hiring committee, and by the way, it was kind of a who's who on the hiring committee. It was Dr. Hibner led the charge, but Terry Pettit was one of the main voices in making the decision, and having his input, because we were without an athletic director at the time. It's after Coach Devaney had retired and they hadn't hired Bill Byrne yet. So, anyway, they asked the question, what's it going to take to restore Nebraska, to national prominence? And I said, well, 3 to 5 years, and we'll shoot for 3. And in year 3, and it was also, Dr. Hibner said, we're going to do it the right way. We're not going to kick anybody off the team. We're not going to change the roster. We're going to honor all that. And so we by year 3, I think we ranked as high as 8th in the country that year. And then we went on a really nice run for 20 plus years. And then, like a lot of things, you have a little bit of a downtick, but we've been able to build it back up.
Coach, as you're talking about, doing things the right way, and obviously that was important when you started, it's something that comes up a lot in this state, whether talking about softball, baseball, basketball, football, like any of the sports at the university or even at the high school level. We hear a lot of people talking about doing it the right way. How important has that remained for you in not only trying to win, obviously at the highest level at Nebraska, but also kind of feeling like you have to represent the state in a certain way as well?
Really good question. And thank you for asking it, because I enjoy talking about this. I think we have to remember, why, not only why we're in the profession that we're in, but we also have to remember why we're at the institution that we have chosen. And so, being a part of the University of Nebraska greater community, first of all, I take it very seriously, not only as my alma mater, but also as a place that I love, that there's a standard, and the standard is a standard. And the standard, the way that I understand it is Nebraskans do things one way, the right way. And it's people first, it's good, honest, hard work, it's heart and hustle. You do that, the Nebraska community will get behind you. And, you're always working to achieve excellence, but you're trying to do it. I grew up following in the footsteps, trying to follow in the footsteps and in the ways of Coach Osborne. I mean, he was like our guiding light, and I would have been a fool not to listen to everything he said, because to me, he was the gold standard of coaching and being a wonderful human being, a man of faith. And so I just really leaned into what he did. And I think he just really created a model that, a lot of times in college athletics today, people might say, would that work in today's world? I think it absolutely would, because at the end of the day, you still win with people first. And the way that Coach Osborne treated all the people was so, immaculate that, I kind of wanted to see if I could just at least hold a candle to that.
Oh, Coach, still as humble as ever. Such a joy to watch. I've been such a big fan for a long time, and it's interesting. It's for a multitude of reasons. Sometimes I kind of like the quiet confidence you would always exude. You never said a ton. You were efficient with your words. There's kind of this intimidating factor too that I like. Oh, this is big time serious. But I've watched you these last 6-7 years. I listened to you during senior day. I listened to what your players said, and I'm thinking there's this kind of a shift, maybe, or maybe it was in there and it's just coming out. You were super forthright about the struggles and coming back and what went on with Bill Moose, super transparent about that. And I was like, gosh, it's the authenticity that I think everybody's gravitating towards. He's just authentic. What have you seen in yourself as you've kind of evolved into this? I mean, your team is in tears during senior day, and I'm like, that's how you know when the magic happens.
Well, there's been a recommitment, I would say. I can go back and read my coaching philosophy that I wrote in 1997 that I still think is true to this day. But after the difficult period, you're forced to really look at yourself in the mirror and go, okay, is this how you want it to be? And so to your point, trying to be authentic, it's like I want to lead with love, and I want to walk in truth. And I want to do that as a human being, but I also want to do that as a coach and as a leader. And so if I'm going to do that, how do I backward map and do that? And I really made a commitment to myself from that moment on when I came back in 2019 that I was going to intentionally make this the rest of my journey 80% about people and the relationships, and not just the players, but it could be the person that cleans our building, and 20% about the competition in the game. And now, don't get me wrong, I'm as competitive as they come on game day, but I want that perspective to be held in check all the time. And so that's where I am. And I have people that kind of keep tabs on me. If they see that those numbers are getting out of whack, just whack me upside the head and we'll get them corrected.
Coach, I'm glad you
fantastic
brought up perspective here, because this is a thing that we've actually been talking about a lot over the last couple years, I guess, with Nebraska sports in particular, but kind of just life and sports in general, where, the volleyball team has these incredible seasons, but maybe it doesn't end the way they want it to. And, the basketball team has a great year and they go to the Sweet 16 and reach heights the program had never reached before. And we're kind of sitting here and talking about how you balance the competitiveness, right? Like, you want to win the championship. You want to win every single game, every time you go out there, but also appreciating the things that are happening along the way, whether it's the relationships, whether it is just this level of success that is worth celebrating. And, I sit here and I think, especially as I get a little bit older and probably not that much more mature, but I'm trying. And you go, hey, if you only can be happy if you win a championship, you're going to be miserable almost all the time. How does that perspective kind of help you weigh, like, yeah, would love to make it back to the Women's College World Series and win that thing and put something up on a wall for Nebraska that they've never had before, but also, hey, this is a really great experience and a really great team and really great relationships with people, regardless of how this season continues?
Well, the idea of winning for me is I love this team so much that I want them to be able to stay together for as long as possible, because I can tell that they really enjoy being around one another. They enjoy wearing the jersey. They enjoy, the grind. They enjoy it all. And so you want it to last for as long as it can for them. And then our fans have been so incredible that I want it to last as long as it can for them. And so it's really zero about me, because, like, if the season were to end today, just the hug, the massive hug that I got on Saturday,
I love it,
is all, I'm full. I am full. So the rest of it's for them.
Coach, I can't tell you how cool this is. It's a much bigger deal for me than it probably is for you. But just to watch the evolution and to see how everybody respond and rally, I can't tell you how cool it is. But I'll try to stay focused here. So you're very diligent. You're super loyal. You're growing this team. You're coming off of last season. You're going to hit the portal in a couple of areas. You get better defensively up the middle right away, behind the dish. You're electric in center field. How did you add the pieces to such a strong core group, knowing, oh, by the way, you've got a sensational freshman too that's going to fit in this deal? There were a lot of moving parts to put this thing together. Walk us through the thought process.
Mm-hmm. Well, all of our work in the portal has been really intentional, and we've been very fortunate because, we wanted to not only protect the culture, but to continue to build it. And like I said, you win with people. And if we're going to make this thing about relationships, we have to make it about relationships at every turn. And so you have to do your due diligence with what you're doing in the portal as well. And sometimes that's easier said than done, because the portal time moves so rapidly. But we've been fortunate that there's been connections. Every person from the portal that we have brought into our program, we've had connections, reference checks. So let's just, I mean, I think we've talked a lot about the ones that came 2 and 3 years ago, you know, like with the twins and Casey and Jordy and Bella Bacon. And, but in just this last year, you think about Jessie Farrell. Well, Jessie Farrell, we had watched in club ball, loved her then. She chose, you know, to stay home in Las Vegas at that time. She was teammates with Sammy Bland, Kyla McGee, Dakota Carter, that whole crew. And then with Hannah Core, of course, was teammates and roommates of Jordy's when she was at Oklahoma. So, you know, I felt like they were able to come right into our program, step right in and just assimilate very quickly. And oh, by the way, they're both huge pieces to our success.
It's interesting. It's funny because I spent a lot of time with Matt Smith and obviously Jess I work with at Playfly, and we've been talking about this growth the last couple of years in our downtime when we're at practices and stuff. And I remember Jess saying she has a little cousin Harley who played softball, and they were very animate when you brought Farrell in that like this was going to be a game changer. It's fun to watch the evaluations and then how you actually put it together like come to fruition, because you had a lot of people outside looking in that were like, oh my gosh, this is pretty impressive. They know exactly what they're doing.
Thank you. We work at it.
All right.
I mean, you don't always get it right, but it sure feels good when you do.
Yeah, let me ask you something, because we talked about this on the show. This was probably before they got rolling. This was early in the season, had just finished the road schedule. And we were trying to give equivalence to expectation levels, embracing expectation levels. And almost to a person, it was like, you know, hey, OKC, it's Bricktown or bust. It's OKC or bust. And I think they're going to acknowledge this out loud. You guys have not shied away from the expectations, yet you continue to be really good in the moment. It can't just be lip service. That has to be intentional. But how?
Okay, I'm going to go back to Coach Osborne. I mean, I am telling you, I listened to every word he said. And you tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
The Monday morning press conference or whatever it was, as he was preparing for the next team, you would think that they were the best team that they were ever going to play. And he would cite about 12 reasons why.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
And because of that, it galvanized the game plan and the focus. And the focus was on how to win the next play. True or false?
True. 100% true.
Well, he's done it better than anybody's ever done it.
And you talk about pitch to pitch. Even your players talk about pitch to pitch. I get it. Because you get it. You can hear when they say it. The next pitch, get the next pitch, the next play, the next pitch.
Okay, but think about it. When you played, if all you were focused on was winning the next play, you weren't thinking about the gravity of the big picture of, you weren't carrying the weight of the whole season on your shoulders when you're just in the trenches trying to win the next play, right?
Yeah.
So the people that have to perform, if they can't reduce it to the next pitch, how can they perform their best?
All right, Coach.
And that's my job and our coaches' jobs to try to keep that bubble where it's such a manageable bite size. Let's just win the next pitch. What does it take for you to win the next pitch? What's it take for me? We all have our part in winning the next pitch.
All right, so I got to ask you, Coach, about somebody who's won a lot of next pitches this year, and that is Alexis Jensen, who I'm sure you knew when you recruited her. You're like, hey, she has a chance to be really good. But like, I gotta give you a little truth serum here. Like, at what point were you like, she might be even a little better than I thought she was?
I wondered how she was. I watched her all high school. I wondered how she was going to mesh with Coach Sipple. Like, that was because she's such a free spirit. Like, she's a cool person.
She is her own person, and that's one of the things that we really value about her. I will go back. I'm going to take you back to Peaches James era.
Oh yeah.
I kept saying nobody in the country knows Peaches James yet. And I knew that by the middle of her freshman year, they would. And I felt the exact same thing about Lex.
Wow.
And I just feel like that both of those pitchers, and Jordy too, but Jordy, of course, started at Oklahoma, that they had that kind of presence, that kind of poise for young pitchers. And so Lex is no different. I mean, what I've enjoyed about her is that she was able to step into this space and continue to just be herself. And I think that's been incredible. And, as we go down the stretch here, I don't know how she's going to feel it. I'm trying to stay in touch with that every day because, the noise is getting louder. And so we're just trying to reduce the noise, keep it in-house as much as we can. We love the fans and the noise. The noise isn't bad. It's just we have to stay quiet.
Coach, it's so fascinating because at what point did you decide, and we watched Jordy slowly grow into this role too. How did you guys decide, okay, how offensive are you going to let your arguably the best 1 and 1A in the country be from an offensive standpoint?
So when the season started, I told Lex, I said, hey, we're going to start out with just you being a PO because, we had such a tough non-conference schedule. You haven't faced lineups like this 1 through 9. And you're going to need that time in between innings when you're not out on the mound to just maybe take a breath. I said, don't worry. We have full plans of you being a two-way player, but let's just get started. And then I think I don't know if we had a pinch hit. It just kind of evolved slowly. And then I thought, okay, I think she's ready to manage both. And then, even the other day we had her just pitch only again. And it's kind of a gut call every time, just because we played 3 games in 24 hours. So I'm like, we need to hold her back a little bit here. So I watched her do both at high school and club at a really high level. And so, like I said, none of this surprises me.
I got to ask you about Coach Sippo. She's just fascinating, especially in the pantheon of like Husker athletics, right? Where a lot of times with sports, especially in football, Coach, you get we used to do it like this, and you get a lot of opinions from people on how it should be, how it used to be, how it worked. You've got one right there on staff with you every day in the trenches, been a day one with you, that could easily fall into that, as good and as dominant as she was. But you don't get that from her personality in terms of what she exudes, right? It's always her ability to kind of meet you right where you're at.
Yeah.
How cool, how accurate, how fun is that to watch as she's developed these players over the course of your tenure?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what happens there, first of all, she loves Nebraska as much as I do. Secondly, she's an education major, so she's a lifelong learner, and so she stays curious. And I think when you have a person that stays curious, loves where they are, loves what they're doing, you're going to just naturally evolve. You're not really thinking I'm evolving. You're just sort of naturally doing it, and really still has an appetite for learning. And what's even funny, we've both been at this so long that we'll hear new language and we'll go, oh, 20 years ago, that was said this way. Yeah. But it's still the same thing. It's just said differently. It's just like repurposed. And so that's even been fun too. But no, she does a great job for us, obviously.
Coach, it's kind of funny you bring up 20 years ago it was like this, and we just call it this. We had a thing with
slip downs and pin downs and slip screens.
And just slip it. We just changed the terminology, right? And everybody thinks, oh, look at this cool new thing. As you have been doing this, like DB said, since '93, and you're sitting here and you've seen, especially in the last 10 years, let's say, how much college sports has changed. How much of it have you kind of just allowed yourself to say, yes, maybe this part looks a little different. Maybe we call this something else now, but 20 years ago, we were dealing with X, Y, and Z. It's really not that different now.
So you do have to adapt because the external things that have changed have changed. And that, I mean, you have to open your eyes to that, and you have to be nimble in moving through that. I will go back to something I said earlier, though. People are still people, and we have fundamental needs. Every person needs to be needed. They need to be noticed. They need a place where they feel like they belong, and a place that they feel like they're safe, and a place that they feel like they're heard. And so then you bring this collection of people in. And yes, the recruiting process is important because we are commissioned to come together and try to win. I mean, that is part of what we do. So you have to get a certain amount of competitiveness, a certain amount of talent. But let's say you get all that together. Now all those other things factor in. And so I think that's when programs or units or teams, if they can do that, get that right collection of people and know all those other things, that's when they can build a really rich chemistry, and it can take on a life greater than its own. I think we saw this in men's basketball this year. There was a feeling, and everybody felt it. And that everybody wants to feel that feeling because it's really contagious, and it, we call it, it brings joy to people when you feel that feeling. But if that team, it's not just about winning, it's about what they felt with each other that Husker Nation was feeling. And yeah, oh, by the way, they're winning. And so I think that, as today's college athletics shift and change, you can still grab that. And when you do, maybe it's a little more special now because, there are so many factors that change rosters from year to year. So when you have like our men's basketball team go on that run, I mean, it was magical for fans. It was magical for them, but it was magical for fans. And so I'm kind of a dreamer and a romantic that way, trying to feel that team chemistry. And so always searching for that. It's like, I know I'm getting kind of long-winded here, but
absolutely not. You keep going.
You're talking
well, it's like my favorite thing to hear a player say is, I just don't want to take the jersey off. And it's not that they don't want to take the jersey off because the games are over. It's that they don't want to take the jersey off because what they're feeling on the inside. So if we're working to help them feel that on the inside, probably a lot of great things are happening on the outside.
Oh, Coach.
Real quick before DB asks the next question, I just have to tell you, Coach, first of all, you just verbalized something that I've been trying to kind of explain to people about how I've started watching sports. What I've realized, and as you're saying that in real time, I'm realizing it's all I'm looking for. Yes, you want the wins, you want the championships, you want all this. All I'm looking for when I'm watching a team I care about is that feeling. That's all I'm looking for as a fan, whether it's Nebraska teams, whether it's professional teams that I like. And when I describe teams, some of my favorite versions of teams that I've rooted for over the course of my life, that's the thing I find myself describing. You just verbalized it in a much more succinct way than I've ever been able to. So I appreciate that. But I also wanted to tell you, even as a fan perspective, I 100% identify with what you just described there. It is so, to me, it's the thing I remember way longer than however the season ended, good or bad.
Coach, it's just interesting. You used joy. And I try to explain in the jersey thing. It hits close to home, obviously, coaching in high school. We always talk about, wanting to keep the jersey on one more day because it keeps our guys able to see one another one more day. It's just one more day we get to spend together. And we talk about that being the ultimate goal. I love how you use joy, because joy usually typically centers around seeing other people's happiness, right? Being other-centered. The outward and happiness, which I don't necessarily like as much, typically comes from what's happening, and it's real circumstantial. How long did it take to kind of plant those seeds when you're using such visual words? Sometimes that, a lot of young people, it's tough to get their arms around. Sometimes it's kind of like hokey pokey mumbo until you actually see it kind of manifest itself.
Great question. I don't have the exact answer to it, but if I tried to come up with it, I know we have spent a lot of time in the last few years talking about gratitude. And I think the joy has been born out of focusing on gratitude and things that we're grateful for. And, and bottom line is there's always something in any circumstance, almost any circumstance, that we can find to have some gratitude in that moment. And, so just little things that we do at least once a week. I ask a pretty deep question, give about 15 minutes for everyone on the team to have their say, and they listen to each other talk and they realize that they share more in common, because people don't necessarily sit around and talk about what you're grateful for. But if I'm asking the question, we give space to talk about it, they're learning that about each other. And so we grow. And then as we grow, we become more connected. And as we become more connected, we build a deeper love and trust in one another. And you do that, and joy starts to bud. I mean, the seed is planted, and then it starts to grow. And then all of a sudden you're using that word, and it's really real. I think that, what I love about it when I hear our players use that word, it doesn't feel like it's a word. It feels like it's a feeling, like it's in them.
Two quick things, and I'll let you get out of here. I know you've got stuff to do. You used the word nimble, and I always joke. They make fun of me because I always say, common language builds accountability. And I hear your athletic director use the term nimble. I've heard Coach Osborne use the term nimble. I've heard Coach Hoiberg use the term nimble. It has to be intentional that you need to just kind of be able to roll with the punches. How critical or how much time do you think will pass before we appreciate leadership, being able to navigate choppy waters like what's happening in college athletics without even a real compass, right? He's the epitome of nimble.
Yeah, there's no compass. Well, I can tell you, I already appreciate the leadership that is being nimble because, and recognizing that our leaders in our athletic department have a really tough job. And I try to make sure that I let them know, I know you have a tough job, and it's not easy. I don't know, but here's what I do know is that their motives are pure and good, and that they're doing their best in real time for not only college athletics, but for the University of Nebraska. So when you can trust that, you keep rolling.
Coach, on a lighter note, I won't end it on going to Maryland as the host. Like that, I bemoaned about that before, so we'll leave that there. But I will say this: I was talking to Coach Hurd the other day, and I was joking with him, especially since baseball was my favorite sport. It's what I grew up actually playing. Did you ever think that there would be this time? Because I'm seeing it now, where you're traveling around either the state or around the country, and you're seeing softball facilities that are equal to or even greater than some of the youth baseball facilities in terms of young ladies and their ability to play. Like, the facilities are catching up with just how good the sport has been. I look at the facility out in Val. Like, there are some impressive sites for young ladies to learn to play this game.
Yeah, and I think this game is growing, as evidenced by, I actually listened to your interview with Coach Hurd last week, and it was an incredible atmosphere in Omaha. It was an incredible atmosphere here at Bowlin this last weekend, and I just think that from the top down, from college to in 2028 in the Olympics in Oklahoma City to the pro league, I think that young kids are seeing that, and so more of them are wanting to be a part of that. And you answer the call to that and build facilities where they can really have a great experience. Right over here, about a mile from us, we've got Sandhills Global, the youth complex, which is gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Coach, we appreciate so much your time. Terrific stuff. I feel like we definitely learned more from you than you did from us. Really, really appreciate it. Congratulations again on the field naming honor, and best of luck throughout the rest of the season. I hope you guys find plenty of joy.
Coach, as you know, I'm a huge fan, man. Keep doing what you do.
Thank you. Hey, and I just have one word for you, Damon.
What do you got?
Can you keep Jessica Cootie in check, or has that ship sailed?
Listen, Coach, that ship has sailed. She's the toughest of the bunch. We kind of just let her do her thing.
Okay, because
Ben would agree.
I mean, I listen to you two banter, but
I think he's going to be on the losing end of that one, Coach.
100%.
All right. Well,
thanks, Coach.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's been a joy. Been a joy. There's that word.
You got it. That is Coach Revelle, your head softball coach at Nebraska. Terrific stuff there. We're going to take a quick break. We will be right back with CYNTHIA FRELUND from the NFL Network. That's DBM Ravi Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
It's time to shift into spring at Edwards Hyundai. Lease the 2026 Hyundai Kona SE all-wheel drive starting at just $179 a month. Shift into spring for less. Spring on this deal before it's gone. Drive away with more this April or save up to $7,000 off MSRP on the 2026 Hyundai Palisade XRT Pro. Don't wait. Shift into a fresh deal this spring at Edwards Hyundai.
It's hard as a freshman to come into a program like this and have full confidence because you get here and there's so many good people and our team is so deep, but I feel like she's handling it really well and she's using that time to take it and use it to her advantage to learn from a lot of us. So it's been really fun to see her, but also Gabby and Key learn from us and show it out there. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, obviously we're not used to this. It's different from a lot of where we're from and Lincoln and where we grew up, but it's really special to see all the fans come out here, and obviously we want to try and give back to them. So we see how much they care when we come out here and we see how much effort they put in. So it makes us feel really good, but we hope that they also feel good having us here, and we hope that we can bring a little bit of joy in volleyball to their city. So it's really cool to be here. Yeah, I mean, I would say thank you, because sitting out there and waiting for us to come into this gym takes a lot of time out of their day, and they didn't need to do that, but they want to. So it means a lot to us, and we don't take that for granted because we see how much they care and we see all that they do for us.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
With the 17th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Blake Miller, tackle, Clemson.
What up, though, Pittsburgh? With the 44th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Derek Moore.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are joined now by CYNTHIA FRELUND from the NFL Network. CYNTHIA, how are you?
I'm a little tired. I was the draft is definitely makes you tired. So I don't know how many days it takes to recover from it, but I'm still recovering.
Well, bless your heart for coming on with us. I liken that to the people that like go on their honeymoon the day after they get married. It's like you need to probably give yourself a couple of days to recover. So I appreciate you, so we can ask you a lot of dumb non-quarterback questions, but I'm not even going to kid you. I'm getting right to it. I'm starting with a quarterback. I tried to defend this, full disclosure. I defended the Simpson pick. I didn't want the Steelers to take him at 21. So don't get me wrong, because I don't trust the Steelers with quarterbacks, but I do like the Rams with quarterbacks because I like Sean McVay. Then everybody tried to get me to believe that he was mad. And did you see the interview? And I was like, McVay's a little weird. He's kind of socially awkward. Then I hear, that they had met the night before and they tried to keep it kind of quiet and whatever happened with that. Do you like the fit? Not that you have to justify the pick, but do you like the pick with McVay and the Rams and Simpson and the Rams organization?
I do. I mean, I think McVay is probably thinking, I want to win now, as opposed to like, pushing it out to the future. But if you're a Rams fan, you should be excited because the opportunity to learn behind a Matthew Stafford, who is a first ballot Hall of Famer, is really, really incredible, especially in a system like McVay's where every other team, not every other team, but most other teams are using this now that all these coaches, the Shanahan tree is so pervasive. So I think it's a great fit if you're a Rams fan for the future of the Rams. But what I mean, my interpretation is probably more like maybe McVay thought he could get Ty Simpson a little later, or, maybe, something like that. I don't know, but I have no idea what he is thinking about that. But I believe that Ty Simpson came because he knew he was being selected, and probably by the Rams.
Yeah.
Cynthia, kind of along those lines, there seems to be, at least in that situation, I'm curious how pervasive it is, where you've got a little bit of tension between a head coach wanting to go all in and try and seize an opportunity of a window where they feel like they might be able to win a Super Bowl, versus the organization as a whole, the general manager and personnel people looking at it and being like, hey, we have an opportunity to build a sustainable a pathway to success for more than just a couple years. Like, how often is there that tension there? And in your experience, who usually wins in that conversation?
I think the tension, I think every team should have a good tension between, like, I want, pounding the table for people because it just means they care, right? But I think ultimately, the tension between winning now and winning later, a lot of that has to do with the fact that most of the coaches, we have 10 new head coaches this year, and they have they outlast 2-3 years at a location. I'm not talking about Sean McVay, obviously, but just in general, that sort of turnover is really, really quick. So I think there's a pressure to win now and a pressure to win with this crew. And I would imagine the tension between Les Snead specifically and Sean McVay is more like, our guy, Matthew, let's give him another, I don't know, giant tackle. Like, I don't know, something like that, right? Like, where that's a great problem to have. Most teams would love to have that specific problem. But, I think in general, the person who wins is the one who at that time has more power. And we see power struggles shift between teams all the time. So it just depends on who wins in that moment,
Speaking of pressure, I intimated this a little bit, and I said, could there possibly be a little bit of pressure on Dan Campbell? And you're super transparent, like, hey, listen, they got to win, got to show a little bit more. They have been beset by injuries, but it seems like, Cynthia, at least in the offseason and how they're trying to do the draft, it looks like an intentional move to get back to kind of this. They used to be that tough kind of, you remember, he's the kneecap biting guy, right? Like, they were tough, gritty. They got away from it a little bit with the flash and dash. Do you see a concerted effort to kind of get back to the toughness?
Look, Blake, you when we opened it was the Blake Miller pick, right? Blake Miller is a mutter. He's a guy who I think there's some debate as to whether he missed 1 practice or 2 practices. Never a game, never anything else. Like 2 practices, like, ever in his life. So that feels like back to the kneecap biting Dan Campbell model a lot, just by his personality and what we saw from his Clemson film, obviously. But I think a lot of what Detroit is that grit. Like, their theme was always grit, or whatever teams do this motto every year. And grit was, like, a couple years ago, that was their thing, right? So I feel like what they're trying to do now is, because they had to pay all these people because the team was actually good for once, now they're having to do kind of more what the Chiefs have had to do, not to the extent that they are paying for Patrick Mahomes, but trying to figure out within a constraint of a cap, which is a different problem for the Lions to solve than the one that they've been trying to solve for so many years. So I think they're trying to get back to that identity. And I think it looks like they're valuing, because the Blake Miller pick, there were a couple of other Monroe Freeling was someone who was often mocked to the Lions. And they're like, well, we chose Blake Miller because of the fit. And, obviously his tape was very good too, but all of the picks were based on the fit, and are they a Lion? Do they have that sort of grit, like the ability to be feisty and scrappy and believe the things that Dan Campbell has done such a good job of coaching.
As you're kind of looking through some of these teams and the draft picks that they've had, I know I don't like to do the grading thing because we've never seen any of these guys play NFL football yet, right? So we have no idea.
But I just don't know, right? Like, are we Harvard? Are we giving everyone A's, or are we like what's the like? Does the same number of people have to get C's as A's? Like that. My problem with grades is that there's no, like, you could theoretically give everyone an A.
Yeah, there's no rubric, right? So we don't have any idea of
right.
what the scale is. My question would be how well, or who do you think did the best job of addressing what you perceive their needs to be, regardless of we don't know how these guys are going to turn out?
Well, apart from the big elephant in the room at their quarterback position, I thought the Browns had a really nice draft. Like start to finish, they got really key contributors. I like the strategy of doubling down on positions of need, like wide receiver. Some people, these are like flavors of wide receiver, right? So you get two, great. You just doubled your chances of at least one working out, right? So ultimately what you're looking at with them was a really smart strategy. Now, the asterisk that you talk about, I don't know how they'll be because we don't know what's going on with their quarterback. But other than that, then there we go, right? And then I also thought the Raiders, who had a ton of picks, and the Jets, they all made some nice picks. But I think the Browns, pound for pound, were probably the best drafters this year.
I think they're flying under the radar a little bit. Maybe they aren't. And I get the boomer, maybe kind of quasi bust with Proctor. But for as many picks as the Dolphins had and revamping their entire roster, I kind of feel like the Dolphins are flying under the radar with their drafts. Like, I thought they had a really solid draft.
The Dolphins had a great draft. I liked what they did. The hardest thing I have with the Dolphins in general is understanding I've known Jeff Hafley for a while. I went to Boston College, and he used to be the coach of Boston College before he was the defensive coordinator of the Packers. So, I've had a chance to understand him, and he's a great guy, culture guy, the whole thing. I'm just trying to understand how it all fits together, given, you need, and I don't care about Caden Proctor being boomer bust. He's ginormous. They'll figure it out. So I'm looking at that, and I'm like, I like that they picked a bunch of wide receivers because they clearly need them. I'm just curious, how long is his rope? Because as well as they did drafting in this class, they still need it. They're not gonna top the Bills. They're not gonna top the Patriots in that division. So, my question is all right, I want to see the longer term plan, the vision.
You mentioned kind of fit with when we're talking about the Detroit draft and how the head coach kind of temperament and the fit that they had with the draft here, and getting back to that. Do you think it's something that we might start to see more of, where you talk about how long of a runway does Jeff Hafley have? Do you think there is any indication that in the NFL we might see a little bit more patience with guys like Campbell being successful, where, hey, you acknowledge that a lot of times it does take 2 or 3 drafts to get the team back in a place where a coach even has a shot to get them where they want to go?
I think with the Lions, it took Dan Campbell being that culture fit in order for him to last past the 2-3 year mark the other guys ahead of him had done. That will be the question down in Miami. We've seen Miami have a turnstile of coaches in recent years. So it really is, is Mr. Ross, how much patience does he have? And it's a different environment. It's like Michigan people like football more. Miami, they like their football. Don't get me wrong. There are Dolphins fans wherever, but these Detroit fans, they appreciate the grit. They don't have anything else to do. I'm from Michigan. They don't have anything else to do there. We just love our football, right? And whereas in Miami, it's like such a different city and a different vibe and a different, it's not even in Miami, right? So it's just a different challenge being the head coach of the Dolphins than it is being the head coach of the Lions. Not easier or harder, just different. So we'll see what the measuring stick happens to be for him. I can't even guess.
Yeah, it's fascinating. A team they're not flying under the radar, but to your patience point, in multiple drafts, there were a little bit of rumblings with what to do with CJ Stroud. I don't think anybody was ready to call it quits on D'Amico Ryans, but Texans fans have had to ride kind of the up and downs. I don't know about the rest of their draft, but Rutledge and McDonald helped them immediately. How much, or can you have a Texans discussion without talking about CJ Stroud? Is it help? Okay. So we're starting and ending there with the Texans. It's the development of CJ Stroud.
Well, okay. They have, I can't imagine a better defense than the one the Texans are going to field this year, because I can't imagine another team. Maybe I'm wrong, but it seems right now, I mean, we're sitting here, it's not even May, but it looks like they have the best defense in football. Adding Caden McDonald next to Sheldon Rankins, who, I mean, my God, like Will Anderson Jr. getting paid, like the whole thing is just really, really a great defense, right? Just so all you really need CJ Stroud to do is be good enough to win games with that defense. So I don't need him to become a top 10 quarterback. I don't need him to even become a top 16 quarterback. I just need him to be a guy who doesn't make mistakes and does enough such that that defense can carry them, because that is an insane defense.
Okay, this is fascinating. I'm glad you prefaced this like this. My dad used to tell me, rest his soul, like, what people call you only matters if you answer to it. And with Stroud, when we start to limit what he needs to do, I'm almost afraid that that's how he'll play. He's better, at least I think he's better talent-wise than the expectations we're placing on him. How careful do we need to be that the organization doesn't have him answer to what it is that we're kind of calling him, whether it's a manager or be just good enough? Like, he seems like a better player than that.
I mean, I think we saw some brilliance from him as a rookie, and sometimes it can be hard to live up to that once defenses start playing you, right? They're not playing a system, they're playing for you, specifically tailored to your what you do, which is, that's when the great ones that's when the cream really rises to the top, right? When you can have defenses game plan for you and you can out manage them. But ultimately, I think with CJ Stroud, we've seen a number of different offensive coordinators and systems that weren't optimizing his athleticism or talent, especially the same way it was from year one, right? Like that growth, I think they probably, if they look in the mirror, I don't know, I'm not in their locker room. Maybe they say to themselves, how can we teach him better? Because who cares what the expectations are when you don't understand, right? Like if you understand what is needed of you and how you can do it, like that is how you succeed. And I'm not sure, it's one thing to have all of the talent in the world that he has, right? God-given talent. But now defenses are doing complex things. You've never seen it before. How can they teach him better? That's what I would be doing if I was a Texan. I don't care what, I'm saying he just needs to be good enough from a winning standpoint, but like if I was in the building with a human, how can we teach him better?
As we speak, we talk a lot about quarterbacks and rightfully so, but I'm starting to wonder, we see Kenneth Walker be a huge part of a Super Bowl team and kind of elevate a quarterback that had struggled earlier in his career and been labeled different things. We see a running back go super early, 3rd overall in the draft this year. We get 2 of them in the 1st round in the draft this year. Are you starting to see a either analytical or philosophical shift in revaluing or reestablishing some value for running backs in the NFL again?
Well, there's 2 things here. The first is the perception of the draft. If we had 5 quarterbacks that were all Fernando Mendoza, with that kind of hype, then it would have pushed Jeremiah Love down the draft board, likely, right? Like, just because the perception of what was available and supply and demand, like we have a lot of demand for a quarterback. We don't have that many supplies of new quarterbacks coming, right? That are hopefully franchise changing. And then the second part is a lot of teams are viewing a running back who can catch as like a weapon, right? Like more like we thought of Christian McCaffrey, Jahmyr Gibbs, the guys who's really, they're used in both phases of the game. Now, the interesting part here is like, you're not seeing a crazy contract for Kenneth Walker's not getting wide receiver money, right? Like even though he could be the highest paid running back, but he's still not anyway. He's not breaking the market for. He's like a wide receiver too. So it's all about now. Okay, so here's kind of where it's landed in the value chain right now. Well, can I get a better an edge rusher or this really dynamic running back who could be, one of those multiple ones? Like that's the weight now. I don't think they're weighing like, okay, running back is blah, right? I think it's more like this weapon versus this edge. And the edges in this class were also guys who were to some level flavor guys. Like, did you like this style or did you like this style? Like, it wasn't bad or good, but Arvell Reese, who everyone thought was going to the Jets, and he slid to the Giants at 5. 1 year of practice or 1 year of film in that one in the position of one of the top 5 positions of need. So point being is it's all about what is the actual market in this actual draft. And then also, what do you need? But even if they give Jeremiah Love that second contract, it's still not. It's like I said, wide receiver 2 money.
So let me ask you something, Cynthia. You mentioned the Giants and kind of what they're doing, and the Commanders got a gift, I think, in Sonny Styles. But I still look at Dallas's draft, and I understand fully they're not going to give up 70% of touchdowns in the red zone like they did last year. They had the worst defense the last 2 years. The numbers are atrocious. So I know I'm not going out on a limb to say I'm thinking they're going to be better. But when I look at what they did within the division, rebuilding that defensive front with Quinnen Williams and Gary, and what they did on the back end in the offseason, then you get
Caleb Downs. That's say no more. It's just Caleb Downs and then everything else.
So with that, did Dallas do enough to change how you view everybody else in the NFC East outside of a healthy Jaden Daniels?
Well, not just Jaden Daniels, but the Commanders were the world's oldest team, right? So now they're a little bit younger. We'll see. But I don't care who wins the division. I would be willing to tell you that I think the Cowboys are going to the playoffs. I don't care if it's winning division or not, but I think the Cowboys have done. I mean, Dak Prescott last year was playing MVP level football for a majority of the season, and their defense let them down. So I'm looking at the Cowboys, and I'm looking at they brought over Christian Parker, who was the defensive backs coach from the Eagles, to the Cowboys. That's their new defensive coordinator, and then they gave him here's a toy. Caleb Downs was my favorite and my highest upside pick in the whole draft.
Jalen, he'll be a nice addition on the back end too, because he's versatile. He could do a lot with moving guys around.
Yep. Yeah. So I just think a lot. I think that defense, and again, it's about enough, right? If Dak Prescott is on his stuff like he was last year, then all their defense needs to be is not a sieve.
Cynthia, last one for me. I know you got to get going here in just a minute, but how did you feel about the trade for Dexter Lawrence for the 10th overall pick when we're talking about kind of the context of what this draft was, the type of guys that were available both positionally and overall, and what the Bengals were looking for?
I mean, the Bengals had a really nice draft. Their defense is full of a bunch of players that I really, really liked. I loved, Cassius Howell out of A&M. He's there. A couple of my favorite corners went there as well. So I think that they had a really nice draft from that standpoint. And I thought that was a smart pick because it allowed them to have the pressure being off of picking from a bunch of things that we don't know. I think if you're looking at it from the standpoint of a sure thing, Dexter Lawrence was a sure thing. He didn't even get paid that much money. I mean,
not relative. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. He didn't bust a contract, ceiling at this point. So, I mean, I don't know. I thought it was a really nice strategy overall. They ended up. I was surprised that the Giants, not the price that was paid. I wonder if the Giants we could have afforded that, but no idea what that means. But if he didn't want to play in the Giants either, then it was probably good for both people. But, end of the day, time will tell. Time will tell what works and what doesn't. But that Bengals defense, they had a very nice draft. That doesn't mean they're being a good team. Who knows, right? We'll have to see how it all comes together. But they did a good job.
All right, last one from a superstar. If with the Loves and the Kenyon Sadiqs and the Jahmyr Gibbs and the Bijan Robinsons and guys like that. Maybe a Zachary. Well, it's a little far fetched for a third rounder, but is the league going to figure out what to call and how to pay like a playmaker, right? Where
right.
You don't really have they do multiple things. You're paying for matchups. Like, is that category going to get its own thing here shortly with all these guys that can do multiple things?
I mean, it's going to, like, there's two things at once. Like, I look at the safety market too, because like Kyle Hamilton sort of reset the market in that way on the other side of the ball, being kind of a do-it-all sort of safety. I think they'll probably find a way to make it better. But look, a lot of these team builders, they have to figure out what's it's a kind of a case-by-case scenario. I don't think there are enough Christian McCaffreys out there yet for it to become its own category, but there's also not enough quarterbacks to push that down. It's like, what do we have, right? There aren't 32 qualified men to start in the NFL as a quarterback. So that's just where I don't know, but I think that like the Niners made Christian McCaffrey a pretty wealthy man, I think that people will figure it out. It's just, there just aren't enough to call it its own thing.
Cynthia Freeland from the NFL Network. Cynthia, thank you so much. Great time as always. We appreciate it. We'll talk again soon.
Talk to you soon. Bye, guys.
That is Cynthia Freeland from the NFL Network. Terrific stuff there as always.
So you think there'll ever be a playmaker category?
So I think she brought up an interesting point, but I also think part of the reason that's become attractive is because it's a market inefficiency.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. If let's say that premise is right, then we wouldn't make the case of where you couldn't take Jeremiah Love.
Sure. Yeah, that's fair.
Because you wouldn't say, oh, you can't pay a running back. Well, that's not really what you're getting.
Yeah, that's not what you're drafting. Right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Because the whole thing when you're drafting Christian McCaffrey was like, oh, he can do a bunch of stuff, so you can justify a top 10 pick on him. Whereas we didn't, even though I do think the skill set's there, we didn't really get that discourse with Love. It was mostly just like, oh, that's pretty high for a running back.
Yeah, but you're
getting a lot.
You're getting a playmaker.
That was the argument we had with Zachariah Branch, right?
It's the argument I have with Kenyon Sadiq.
We were just like, hey, that's a guy that's
there's a lot that I know he's going to struggle with, but you're getting a guy that's going to be, you're playing matchups.
We'll take a quick break here. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. We'll be right back. Hurrdat Sports Live.
It's time to shift into spring at Edwards Hyundai. Lease the 2026 Hyundai Kona SE all-wheel drive starting at just $179 a month. Shift into spring for less. Spring on this deal before it's gone. Drive away with more this April or save up to $7,000 off MSRP on the 2026 Hyundai Palisade XRT Pro. Don't wait. Shift into a fresh deal this spring at Edwards Hyundai.
It's hard as a freshman to come into a program like this and have full confidence because you get here and there's so many good people and our team is so deep, but I feel like she's handling it really well and she's using that time to take it and use it to her advantage to learn from a lot of us. So it's been really fun to see her, but also Gabby and Key learn from us and show it out there. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, obviously we're not used to this. It's different from a lot of where we're from and Lincoln and where we grew up, but it's really special to see all the fans come out here, and obviously we want to try and give back to them. So we see how much they care when we come out here and we see how much effort they put in. So it makes us feel really good, but we hope that they also feel good having us here, and we hope that we can bring a little bit of joy in volleyball to their city. So it's really cool to be here. Yeah, I mean, I would say thank you, because sitting out there and waiting for us to come into this gym takes a lot of time out of their day, and they didn't need to do that, but they want to. So it means a lot to us, and we don't take that for granted because we see how much they care and we see all that they do for us.
It's time to shift into spring at Edwards Chevrolet. Lease the 2026 Chevy Trax LT for just $319 a month, $0 down with your first payment due at signing, or save $2,500 off MSRP. Spring on these deals before they're gone. Drive away with more this April. Or lease the 2026 Chevy Silverado RST for just $579 a month, $0 down with your first payment due at signing, or save $9,000 off MSRP. Get to Edwards Chevrolet today. Together, let's drive.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. Reminding you, give our friends over at Next Gen Male Medical a call, 402-614-9700. Whether you're trying to maybe lose a couple extra pounds before, swimming pool, maybe you're going on beach vacation season.
Maybe you got to heal your neck.
What happened to your neck?
No, I was talking about my man Scott.
Oh,
he's got a muscle strain.
See, they got you there. Whether it's healing, whether it's weight loss, need a little testosterone boost, whatever you need, they've got you covered, and they'll get you feeling like the best version of yourself again. Because I think a lot of us kind of go through life sometimes. We're like accepting. It's like, I guess this is how I feel now. It's been. I'm almost 40 or I'm almost 50 or, Rico, I've almost got 40 or 50 kids. Like, this is just how I feel now. And we're just here to tell you it doesn't have to be that way. Next Gen can help you out. 402-614-9700. So T-Graph asked a question on the draft here.
I'm not even overthinking it.
Okay. What's the
and I get what he's saying, right? He's like, hey, doesn't he have to be more consistent pass catcher to be no, he doesn't, because when you're looking at he's no Kenyon Sadiq is no different than Concepcion. Concepcion has his drop problems too, right? But you're getting why you're taking that guy is because they make plays out in space and take advantage of matchups. Like you're getting playmakers.
Yes.
The more they catch the ball, cool, the better it is. But I'm definitely not overthinking it.
I have a question about that too.
Listen, Zachariah Branch needs to catch more balls.
Yeah.
Not because he can't catch, he just needs more targets. But I know I'm getting a playmaker.
100%.
Like I'm not overthinking that.
Here's my question on a guy like Sadiq. Are we maybe a little too narrow in our definition of a playmaker? Because I look at a guy, so whether you question his catchability, whatever, I also look at a guy who was a very effective and a freak athlete at blocking and being
sometimes
has the ability to, at least, right? So my question is, and I think maybe this is just my 49ers goggles on, right? Is I think of a guy like Kyle Juszczyk. Doesn't get the ball a lot.
But I wouldn't consider him a playmaker.
So that was my question: is where do you do with a guy where like you'll line Kyle Juszczyk up all over the field and he may
help you make plays.
So that's the definition. That's the difference.
But that's different.
Okay.
For me.
Okay.
Right. If we're like just trying to establish a baseline, like when I think
that's what I want to clarify.
Playmakers
versus guys that help you make plays.
Right. It's like, what do you call Nikola?
Playmaker.
He's not an X.
No, just playmaker.
Right? Like he moves all over the place.
Yeah.
Does he need a name?
I don't think so, unless you really need to concrete that thing for contractual purposes.
We've seen guys. So this is why I ask. We've seen guys most recently and infamously, Le'Veon Bell.
Okay.
Le'Veon Bell wanted playmaking money.
Sure.
Because they threw him the ball so much.
Fair. Yeah.
He was being offered running back money.
Yep.
He's like, look, man, I do X, Y, and Z. I make a lot of plays out in space. You throw me
do a lot of different stuff with me.
And they wanted to pay him closer to running back money. Now he got the bag from the Jets, but it was because they kept calling him a certain thing.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I wanted clarification on.
How much would you pay Jahmyr Gibbs next year?
Ooh, that's an interesting question.
Look at Jahmyr Gibbs carries.
Jahmyr Gibbs stats. Here we go. Last year, 243 carries.
Yeah.
Year before, 250. 2023, 182.
Look at his receptions.
Come on, website.
You should have just been able to scroll down because it does rushing and receiving.
I wasn't there yet.
Oh.
I was just going on the overview. He had 52 receptions in 2023, 52 receptions in 2024, and 77 receptions in 2025.
He had 18 less receptions than London at Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. Who was highly productive as a wide receiver.
Does Jahmyr Gibbs get running back money?
I would, if I was Jahmyr Gibbs, I would like playmaker money, please.
Okay. It's the only reason I asked the questions about is being a playmaker going to get a category? I mean, Bijan Robinson is detached from the backfield 20% of the time, 17% of the time. He's not in the backfield. Should Bijan get running back money?
Well, I don't think Bijan would love the running back money that he would get, but I bet he would really enjoy the extra 79 receptions for 820 yards that he would get.
That's silly.
That's a real wide receiver.
That's a wide receiver stat.
Yeah. 79 receptions, 820 yards, 4 touchdowns.
I'm just trying to get ahead of the curve. I mean, nobody else is asking these questions, and I'm not trying to say that anything other than it's going to become a thing. It would be nice if we got out ahead of it. I watched this happen with Le'Veon Bell. I watched it happen with who's old boy that got mad at the restaurant because said chick dropped the N-word on him from Oklahoma.
Oh,
Joe Mixon.
Okay.
Like some of these guys aren't like McCaffrey has his own category.
McCaffrey had 102 receptions for 924 yards last year.
Yeah, that's his own category.
He was 6th in the league in receptions. That'll get it done.
If I'm Deebo Samuel and I'm arguing with my brass, which infamously you know about.
He did.
Okay. What are you paying him? Are you paying him wide receiver money? You paying him running back money.
So he's the opposite because he wanted wide receiver money.
He needs, I know, but you're not paying him like a running back.
No.
Is what I'm saying.
So they tried to kind of pay him
like a running back. Yeah,
they tried to like kind of split the difference a little bit.
He needs to be paid like a playmaker,
which is basically finding some point in the middle, right? Like
those guys are going. There's so many of them now.
Or honestly, I would make the argument personally, and there's not a ton of guys of this caliber. But I would make the argument that like a Christian McCaffrey is more valuable than a number 1 receiver.
And 2 years, we're going to be having this conversation about Harvey in Denver.
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah.
Bucky Irving and Tampa. Like there's a lot of these guys.
Yeah. Like I would make the argument that having whether it's a Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Christian McCaffrey is more valuable than a number 1 receiver. That's an argument I would make.
Now, tight ends do catch a lot of balls, so maybe Sadiq won't have this problem. But if Sadiq...
Trey McBride had 126 receptions last year?
Yeah, I remember what I told you. How I didn't and look who's number 2. Wilson was number 2. Like, Marvin Harrison Jr. was their 4th best receiver. It went McBride, then Wilson.
Yeah.
I studied, like, this is what I do.
Well, you want to know what I did yesterday? Because I spent a little time studying as well.
What's that?
So we were having the conversation.
Yeah, but I get tight ends catch more balls than Luthsons. Oh, boy, that is a good one, Chuck. They throw him the ball. I still think of JT as a running back, but man, is he a playmaker because they throw it to him too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically the Saquon Barkley Giants why I left discussion.
Yeah. You don't want to pay me, I'll go to somebody that will.
And you're not just using me to hand me the ball.
Yeah.
So don't just pay me like you're just handing me the ball.
Yeah. I mean, that was the original argument with who was it? Antonio Gates? Or no, it wasn't Antonio. It was,
That'd have been a long time ago, but he deserved more than tight end money.
Right. So there was I can't remember which tight end it was that was trying to get basically pass catcher money instead of tight end money. And
Jonathan Taylor is a good one. You might be thinking, I agree. I think he's right. You thinking Jimmy Graham?
Yes,
Yeah,
Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham.
As soon as
I knew it was one of those guys kind of in that era of when we started seeing these really prolific tight ends, and he
caught a ton of touchdowns,
ton of receptions. Was their number one receiver.
Yep, but
right?
as a detached guy,
and I think the reason
displaced.
Reason he ended up losing his case is because he had himself listed as a tight end in his Twitter bio, ironically enough. But he wanted to get pass catcher money instead of tight end money, right? So we're talking about different versions of the same thing where it's like, hey, we're maybe especially with arbitration and like franchise tags and things like franchise tags and transition tags and things like that in the NFL where it's like, hey, you get slotted this amount of money for this position. There are some places where that doesn't make a ton of sense because if you rank in the top 10 in the NFL in receptions, probably shouldn't have running back money.
Yeah, I know.
Or tight end. You know what I mean? Like Trey McBride, you can't be like, hey, here's your tight end franchise tag.
Like you can't treat Jahmyr Gibbs like RB1.
Yeah, like just an RB1.
So is it like Derrick Henry is RB1, like he's the running back of the running backs, and whatever he's making, the also pass catching running backs, because he doesn't catch a lot of passes. They don't really do that for him. So like a Jahmyr
Henry is like a traditional RB1.
Yeah. So like Jahmyr and Christian and them, like they should look at what he makes and go above that because of the extra stuff that they do.
That's my opinion.
Okay.
I say yes to that, but I just don't know how much more.
Is it too simple just to be like, can we go by total yards?
I felt like Minnesota should have paid his little brother. I felt Minnesota should have paid Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
You know, but what they argue is the whole running back market.
Which is kind of why I asked Cynthia that question and you asked it better by doing the playmakers versus just running backs thing. But it does seem like, again, we talk about positional value. I know we talk about the market and things like that. A lot of these guys I find more valuable than some of these wide receivers that are getting paid wide receiver one money.
Yeah, Dalvin's little brother, James, who I fanboy and man crush over, he's not just a running back.
Yeah. He's more valuable. I would argue he's more valuable than any wide receiver on that team.
He is.
Fair?
James Cook is elite.
Yeah.
He is elite. Right? And Buffalo's like, yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and get this deal done.
Good idea. I mean, their entire season changed. Was it 2 years ago when they're just like, hey, we should hand this guy the football, or we should get this guy the football more?
Well, I mean, if you're aren't you paying for production?
So that's why I was like, is it too simple just to be like, hey, let's go by total yards?
I think you should pay for production. Now, the problem with the NFL model, at least right now, is it is position specific. This is what guards make.
Yeah.
This is what safeties make. And what players say is, listen, like Charles Woodson, like what would you have paid Charles Woodson? You're not paying him as a safety.
Right.
You're certainly not paying him as a corner. Like Rod Woodson.
Defensive playmaker money? Like what?
Like what's a defense? Like what do you pay Derwin James?
Yeah. I mean, that's what you're describing is the inherent flaw in their system.
It's going to become an issue. And it's always the hybrid guys.
Positional overproduction, right?
Yeah,
like that's the issue that you're talking about here.
I mean,
I feel like you would have receivers. I feel like you would have receivers arguing that if this does end up happening or something like this, that like, well, the only reason I'm not getting more yards and more catches is because the offensive line is garbage and the quarterback can't throw to me.
I don't know.
That's
I mean,
just how
and that's
contracts work in general, though.
yeah. And then you could just be like, well, the running back's getting more.
Jamar Chase got paid.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd be like, the running back's getting more catches because the quarterback's dumping it off to him because he doesn't have time to look down the field, or I don't have time to run my route. So he's tossing it off to the running back.
You know how many smoke screens Jamar Chase gets?
Yeah.
Like, here, just get it out to him.
Yeah.
Like, dude runs like a running back.
I mean, that's what they did with Debo.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, my question is, I mean, Rico, the thing you're describing is basically just production in general. Like every wide receiver or every running back would be like, I would have ran for more yards if my offensive line didn't suck.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like if you're going to go based off of production and your running back's getting more catches than your receiver is, it could be that your running back is just the best player on your offense, but it could be that, Joe Burrow doesn't have time. So he's just like, here, take this.
Yeah, but you're literally just describing what it's like to play on a team and get a contract based on your production. Every player's contract is based on production. What we're saying is you just take away the positional, you take away some of the positional restraints on like the franchise tags and stuff like that. Like every player could have that argument and be like, Larry Fitzgerald could be like, hey, you should pay me more money even though my production isn't as good as it could be, because imagine if you actually got me a quarterback. Right? Like it's the same thing. It's just that's not the real issue. The real issue is, hey, these guys are asked to do way more than what their positional value indicates. And I would make the argument, you're talking about guards and tackles, like, and I could be way out in left field here. So tell me if I am.
Yeah.
How much more valuable are centers than what we actually give credit for?
Way more valuable.
Because like
center used to be where you put your lineman that couldn't block. Now, if you have a good one, you could have a great offensive line.
That's what I mean. Like, if you're giving me like, hey, I get an awesome center or a right tackle, I think I'm taking the center.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if that's nuts or not, but like, I probably won't go as far as to say an awesome left tackle, like you're like linchpin guy over there. But if you're giving me anybody else on the line, I think I go center next.
Tackle then center.
Left tackle and then center. I think I take him over right tackle. Like, it seems like centers are way undervalued the way, like, when you see a really, really good one, you're like, oh, that guy's changed the entire offensive line.
I'm not going to put him ahead of right tackle, but I agree that they're underappreciated.
Okay. Fair. I can accept that.
But, again, I think I just hate the discussion like, oh, you can only pay guards this.
So much. Yeah.
Like, are they good?
How much do they impact?
Like, I'd pay Quentin Nelson whatever Quentin Nelson asked.
Yeah.
I just would.
You don't know how valuable they are until you have a bad one.
Until they're not playing.
Yeah.
You don't know until you don't know.
It's also, I mean, I do think to a certain degree it's scheme dependent and what you're trying to do and things like that. But I also, like, there's guys that get paid more just because they're tackles that aren't as good.
No,
like,
I know.
You know what I mean?
But because they're a left tackle.
But like, oh, this guy's a tackle, so we have to pay him X. This is my whole thing that I was losing my mind about wide receiver positional value.
They said Shane's boy broke the market for centers. I'm like, you're putting Tyler Linderbaum with a rookie quarterback. You may not be able to put a price tag on that.
Yeah.
If I'm Fernando Mendoza and I can go to my guy and he can look back and give me and help me and talk through protections real time, and I'm already good, I may pay a little more for that.
Huge value add. Because
right?
You know who's not helping you with that? Your right tackle.
Yeah, but I mean, Cam Jurgens is going to get paid.
Yeah. The thing,
Cam Jurgens is going to get paid.
One of the most underrated storylines is how seamlessly it went from Jason Kelce to Cam Jurgens as one of the best in the business. Now, I know that Jalen Hurts picked up some more of the slack there in terms of his own protections and things like that. But you went from Jason Kelce, who one of the best to do that at the center position, to Cam Jurgens, a guy that we couldn't wait to get out of town at the center position.
And you got to remember, I grew up watching Damani Dawson.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, Remington was my second favorite Husker when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So, Like I like guys that can snap the ball because I think it's an incredibly difficult skill. And I told Big Head, no, I'm trying to get Micah to do it. And I don't want Zoe to play tackle football, but if I could, I'd get her to snap. Like you need to be able to snap a ball.
Yeah.
You can play a long time if you can snap a ball.
Well, and even outside of that, all of the other stuff centers are asked to do now is kind of I think you want to talk about.
I mean, what wouldn't you pay Quentin Nelson as a guard?
Yeah, I mean, basically, like you said, whatever he wants.
Yep.
There's a lot of tackles that get paid that I'm like,
those guys aren't good.
Yeah, it's like,
but they get left tackle money.
Yeah,
and that's how they negotiate.
Yeah, they're like, if you're middle of the pack, so by the definition,
all this is your starting quarterback argument.
Yes, don't pay guys that aren't good. That's like this isn't rocket science.
But to my question, we've never talked. Nobody's talked about what you pay a playmaker.
Yeah,
because it doesn't have a category yet.
But if you're a team,
you could avoid a lot of. You could have avoided the Debo thing. You could have
100%.
avoided Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah. I mean, they did pay Debo, but Debo was a weird one because he was going the other direction.
Yeah, well, you're in the middle of it with Ayuk.
They paid Ayuk though.
Is Ayuk a number one?
Not. He was the number one option. He wasn't he's a playmaker.
You're planning you're going to pay whomever they move Ayuk for because he's in a gots to go situation now. Like you're paying for a playmaker.
But the 49 that was on the 49ers. They paid Ayuk. Ayuk had other problems.
Yeah.
So I'm not putting.
And he got hurt.
He got hurt, and then things got off the rails and whatever. But like they paid him. Like they ponied up and they paid.
I agree, A-Train. Debo wasn't a top wide receiver.
So that's the thing is the hard part with Debo, and part of the reason he got upset was they paid him. I actually think they did pay him playmaker money, but he wasn't going from underpaid to overpaid.
No, he
was
wanted the best of both worlds because it benefited him,
which is fine. But that's also why the 49ers were like, nope, that's not a number we're going to give you. They made him would have been incredibly well paid for a running back and only decently well paid for a wide receiver. And he wanted wide receiver top end money, but not doing wide receiver top end duties.
What about the playmakers that aren't quite top level? Like what's old boy that was in Atlanta that wore like 80 but was a running back?
How long ago?
Like 2 years ago.
And the ATL?
Yeah. I know somebody in the chat's going to get it. He wore like an 80 number, but they lined him up at running back, but he was also a wide receiver.
Oh, a Lozuke or it's the guy that they gave the Zachariah Branch comp to.
I'm gonna have to find it.
I guarantee I'm all but certain, and I can't.
Are you talking about Cordarrelle Patterson?
Yes.
Oh, is that who you're talking about?
Yeah.
Although Patterson is a good example.
Yes, because he's a playmaker, but he's not the like top level. They lined him up at running back, but he was also a wide receiver.
Great example. Like he needs his own category.
Yeah, he's a hybrid.
He needs his own category because he also plays special teams too.
That's like a Percy Harvin.
I mean, sometimes the Steelers would hand him the ball, and I was like, "There's got to be a better option."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, there's not necessarily.
You know, I thought he was talking about was
a couple of brought up Ty Montgomery as well as an example of that. He wasn't
but he wasn't as productive.
As good.
Yeah, he wasn't
same type of role we're talking about. Yeah.
It was. I still don't think I can. Oh, Olamide Zaccheaus. That's who I thought you were talking about.
That sounds like a character from the Bible.
Well, because of Zaccheaus. Yeah, Lama. That's who I thought you were talking about, Rico.
No, Cordarrelle Patterson is a terrific example.
All 5'9", all 5'8", 190 pounds of Olamide Zaccheaus. But that's who sometimes people compare Zachariah Branch to.
Yeah,
and Zaccheaus is in his 8th season.
Yeah, I mean he's been productive. You got
Cordarrelle Patterson. And you know what? Teams just pay him because he's a utility. You never hear about like Cordarrelle Patterson and like these contract
like holdouts or anything.
And he number one, he's played so long. But it's like, okay, well, what do you do? Like, what is it that you do that you want to be paid for? And he could say, I do everything.
Yeah, he'd just be like, pick a thing, and that's a thing that I do.
Hey, you need me to run you want to hand the ball to me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there was a point in Atlanta where he like ran in for a touchdown, and then he was on the kickoff team and made the tackle.
Listen, I'm telling you, there were times 2 years ago where the Steelers would get in, they'd have an H-back in the backfield, they'd motion Cordarrelle Patterson from the slot, he'd line up in the backfield, and they would hand him the ball like a running back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, 2024 can't get over soon enough. I think that was the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 2024.
24, 25.
Yeah. Couldn't get over soon enough. Like, I would watch that.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean,
I'm looking at his contract now. He's never really gotten the big payday, though.
No, but you know what? How many years has he been in the league?
So he's 35, so he's going to be entering year 13.
Wild.
Yeah, he's got 12 full years under his belt. And that's a guy that was drafted in the first round.
And didn't he made his first, was he all pro as a special teamer or Pro Bowl?
Let me see if
he was an all-pro kick returner one of those seasons.
Yep.
I think it was when he was in either Minnesota, and then he got his contract in Atlanta. It was like one of those two.
Yeah, thank you. All-pro, much greater than
absolutely
Pro Bowl.
He's a 4-time All-Pro and a 4-time Pro Bowler.
Wait, he's been All-Pro 4 years?
First team All-Pro. So he was rookie year 2013 in Minnesota.
Oh, good for you, AJ.
2016 in Minnesota. 2019 and 2020 in Chicago.
You're not even old enough to know that, Jimmy Neutron. You had to be Googling.
If you want me to be real old right now, I actually, when this was first introduced and you were talking about an Atlanta receiver that played running back, I thought you guys were talking about Billy White Shoes Johnson. So that's my bad.
He's just made that up. Because Billy was just here.
I'll say he was at the Jet Awards.
And he danced on stage.
I literally did not know Billy White Shoes Johnson was at the Jet Awards. That's news to me.
And he wore white shoes and he danced.
And he did his little dance. He did his little dance while he was up there.
Dante Hall, maybe.
He's tough because he didn't play that many offensive snaps.
I do like Cornflicted Dexter McCluster.
Oh, that's a good one.
What about like Percy Harvin too? Because he was always in slot. He ran outside.
If Percy Harvin would have stayed healthy,
yeah,
Percy Harvin would break the bank.
Yeah. And Percy got paid a couple
Percy
times,
Harvin
I think.
That's a fantastic pull. So to my original question to Cynthia, it's kind of gone on longer than we acknowledge. I know she said there aren't enough, but if you get out ahead of it, we can stay out of some of these contract disputes because they're always the guys that have the disputes. Always. It's not linear. Well, I'm not a tight end. I'm a
pass catcher.
You know what I mean? So it's like, are we gonna figure out how to play for playmakers? Jeremy, he wasn't there yet. But Work was a guy that played in the wrong decade.
Especially, don't get me started on Peter
I won't
Work.
because I forget you, fanboy.
Especially, here's the thing that and it's not even about the playmaker thing, although that is a fair point with him because they used him in a lot of different ways at Florida State.
Yeah.
The thing that bothers me the most about Peter Work is they felt like they had to play him at X, where it's like if you allow him to be that inside kind of Puka Nacua, like be wherever on the field.
I mean, do you guys watch pre-snap stuff?
I try to.
Watch where some of these wide receivers get their releases from.
Yeah, a lot of them are not on the outside.
It's unfair.
Yeah.
And if you impede their progress, you get defensive holding.
Like if Peter,
it's how they get guys to release.
If you had
sucks.
If you had allowed Peter Work to play inside or like as a slot as a number one option, he has a totally different career.
Yeah, we think Edelman was good. He's 50 times the player Edelman was.
100%. Like he would have absolutely destroyed people.
I mean,
like he would. I don't think if you don't know how good Peter Work is, just go ahead and just do a little Google. Do yourself a favor. That dude was unbelievable.
No, Lee, he's gonna make a lot of money playing wide receiver. He's not gonna. I don't think. I mean. He asked me about Quinn Clark.
Yeah.
He said, going back to college DB, should we move Quinn Clark to tight end? Quinn Clark would have to sit around a long time, not do anything, intentionally slow his metabolism down. I mean, he's on like a protein feast.
I would say he has a hard time keeping weight on.
He just has one of those metabolisms.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like even when he got like a tricep, I was like, oh my God, man, so you got muscles. Man, get off me, DP. You know, Quinn's just thin.
Yeah. No, there's some guys who are just built like that.
He's just thin. I mean, plus you've got your favorite player coming back, Bonner.
Oh,
like he
love
can
Bonner.
he can play.
You want to talk about a guy that, like, if he stays healthy, is just in this playmaker category? Bonner is that.
Yeah.
Like,
And-
don't know what to do with him exactly in terms of positionally, but like if he can stay healthy, love that guy.
And I don't know who's going in the booth for us this year at the high school level, but when we personnel stuff and we ask for certain numbers in the game, like guys that can line up different places, but they don't have to personnel it. That's how the beard gets gray. Right. So when Bonner's in the game and he can be a fullback or an H-back or be in the slot, and I don't know if you're going to be in 22 or 13 personnel, that can drive you up the wall.
100%. Let's take a quick break here.
I'm glad we got to the colleges.
Hey, we got 25 minutes left. We still might
Jeez,
get
man.
there. This is good discussion, though. It's sometimes you got to let the show be the show.
Great pull.
Merrick Vanover?
Yes.
Yeah.
To Merrick Vanover today would
have been,
would make a ton of money.
Another one of those guys like Peter Warwick that was playing in the wrong decade.
Yeah. And you could hand it to him.
Yeah.
You could throw it to him. He helped you in special teams. He would, when we saw him at the bowl game, he was like this mythical being. I swear to goodness. And pregame, hey, this to Merrick Vanover, man. You got to see this Vanover guy. He was like Zeus or somebody.
That's CBM Ravi Lulla. We'll be right back. More Hurrdat Sports Live.
It's time to shift into spring at Edwards Chevrolet. Lease the 2026 Chevy Trax LT for just $319 a month, $0 down with your first payment due at signing, or save $2,500 off MSRP. Spring on these deals before they're gone. Drive away with more this April. Or lease the 2026 Chevy Silverado RST for just $579 a month, $0 down with your first payment due at signing, or save $9,000 off MSRP. Get to Edwards Chevrolet today. Together, let's drive.
Oh, it was incredible. Yeah, Shadron's amazing, and this has been an awesome experience. Everyone's been so nice, and they've taken really good care of us, so it was a really, really fun game today. Not really, just because it's still the spring, but I know in the fall it will. But it is, like, I know Harper and I, when we played our last beach game, we did a big group hug, because it's like we're going through a lot of the last experiences, so this is one of them, but we're grateful for the experience, so we just want to enjoy it. So much. I think my blocking personally has improved so much. I mean, I feel like this spring, I don't know if it necessarily translated into games, but practices for sure. I feel like I'm having the most touches I've ever had in my career. And obviously my serving has come a really long way. I've got a lot to go, more consistent with it, but this summer will be a really good opportunity to work on that.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ, reminding you make sure you head over to Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill, our old home for the show. They still have great venue space. They have events, and of course, they've got the great sports bar atmosphere and great sports bar food.
Still one of the best TV setups.
Elite. It is
in
an
the
elite
state.
Elite TV setup, which we love there as you know.
I think I might just have to go by there today just to say hi to some of my friends.
I'll say you miss your friends.
I do, except I have a in-home 10:45. I have an in-home 12:30.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something.
What do we got?
If you were in the upholstery cleaning business,
okay.
Let me tell you, I got had, by the way.
So you're talking about like couches and stuff, like
no, this is I'm gonna own this. This is my fault.
Okay.
I'm just venting amongst my brethren. If an entity says, hey, we'll come out. It's short notice. They're kind of doing you a solid. I don't know what else is on their books. And it's like, hey, we do estimates. Just talk to us. And then all of a sudden you find an appointment being made and they're there and you still don't know what it's going to cost you. Is that my fault? Be honest. Have you ever been in that situation?
Yes. I feel responsible, but I also do think it's kind of, at the end of the day, it is your responsibility.
Now, they have a ton of stars.
But as a business.
And it was like, hey, we do estimates online in minutes.
Yeah.
And I got a response in like 3 minutes.
Did you get an estimate?
No. I still don't know.
So
I'm terrified. So I'm actually going to change what I want done.
So here's the thing.
I'm going to minimize it unless, I don't know. Because I can't do it. I had to end up buying 2 sprinkler heads yesterday. I knew, in my defense, I knew one of them was bad.
Okay.
I mean, it squirted like first thing in the morning. Like it was not coming out seamlessly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like post, and then it's like, oh, that's weird. Go straight. Yeah, it wasn't. He's such a job.
Which one?
Well, you know, Shane don't know anything about what I'm talking about.
Well, I looked at him.
Shane just goes to bed.
I looked at him and he didn't look up, so I looked back down.
It's just like, so I felt like that one was going bad.
Straighten it out.
Yeah, that's what you tell it.
That's what happens when you. Never mind.
Instagram.
Yeah, so I was gonna get too much bread.
I'm sorry, Shane. Don't mind me. I'm just driving Miss Daisy.
Oh my God. I'm not talking ever again.
Hey, it's coming full circle. Ended up needing 2. And I knew, so I kind of peeked because Zoe was there and she wanted lunch, and is this a lot going on? Micah didn't feel good. And so I looked out and I was like, wait a second. He's digging up grass. I didn't verbal that. Oh my God. Hopefully he's just doing me a solid.
He was not doing you a solid.
Oh my gosh. He put the grass back perfectly. There's no way he's doing that out of the goodness of his heart. No.
That's on the bill.
Yeah.
So,
and it happens so fast.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm calling Aaron. I am definitely calling Aaron. But they were so cool. You want professional, you want proficient, you want really like, he's like, hey, this sealant this, or hey, this one was soldered, or hey, like, I mean, And we told war stories. We ended up talking in my driveway like 20 minutes.
I would say especially if it advertises, hey, we do the estimate and things like that. I don't love it when a business isn't real upfront about pricing.
Yeah, I'm
even if I don't specifically go out of my way. I don't even want to have to we understand this is a business exchange here, right? Like I'm calling you for a service. I need you to tell me how much that's going to be. Like even if I don't specifically ask.
Some of this is my fault. Like I ask for I'm not very good at advocating for myself. I'm certainly not good at like the money thing. But I just did an event in which I'm not being specific, in which they're mailing my payment. I have never that hasn't happened to me in 20 years.
Where they mailed it to you?
Yeah. Is that my fault? That's my fault, right?
I don't know. That doesn't bother me that much in terms, unless you were just like
no kids, boat, eats out, can't cook. Different.
No, I mean, like, A, it depends on how much it is, but B, like, mailing a check doesn't seem that weird to me. I've had lots of people do that.
Shouldn't I leave and be paid for the service?
Again, I've had situations like that where, like, I just expected the check to be mailed. So, like, I've never thought to be like, hey, can I just have it today? So I don't know if that's weird or not.
More of my gigs.
Yeah, you do way more of that than I do. So I don't know how
I try not to do that many.
Shoo, let me do some of your gigs.
Don't get it twisted. I just like sometimes I feel like I need to grow up.
So you know what it was for me is back at the old place where I would get paid to fill in. I always got a check like at the end of the month, basically. So I never left with money. So that's how I kind of view it through
like
that
once
lens.
a month.
Yeah,
that'd be unacceptable.
I mean, that's just what it was. So like that's what I'm used to in that sense. So it's like, hey, I'm basically banking all these hours and all these different, and then at the end of the month, I make sure that it added up to what I had and how many I did. But like, so that was my expectation.
Paid gigs, I would be expecting to be paid that day.
Right.
No exception.
I've never had a job where I got paid same day. So I don't know, like, I just don't have that expectation of
Shane,
anything.
I agree. I kind of agree. And I'm not mad. I like, no, don't think I won't be running to the mail today. Right. But
I almost spit my drink out.
Did I keep it a buck?
No, it's just well, I'm gonna be running the mail today.
Yeah, I may or may not have to call. Be like, hey, least you could do is overnight that thing. No, I'm just playing, but not really. So I think, but they were so cool. Hey man, like short notice. What do you need? How many cushions? I was like, I hate my dog, but I love my dog. He's never getting on the couch without me being on there again because he's old. You know, but I have to like start over. I originally said 9 cushions because I was going to do downstairs too, even though downstairs is like he can't get up and down the stairs. Wait, but I'm like, man, I'm depending on what the number is, I may have to just do upstairs.
You gotta ask them.
Is that on me?
No, I think that's on. Like, I think the business needs to be pretty upfront about what they're charging for stuff.
If they advertise,
I think pretty much at any point.
Online estimate.
I'm sort of.
What do you guys think?
I don't even like it when restaurants don't put the price on the menu. Just tell me how much it is, man.
Oh, you're not a big MP guy?
I mean,
or not at all?
It's fine when there's like a couple items
that are MP.
I understand that. I understand they might get it in that day or within a day or so. I'm fine with that. But there's certain, you've been to some of those places where it's like, there's just,
I am not surprised. And you're in the business too, Daniel, where you get paid for a service.
Yeah.
He said, if it's not in my Venmo, I ain't leaving. So I'm being honest though. Some of it is a pride thing where I don't want to come across as needy, but I also need to value myself more.
Yeah, to me, it's not a needy thing. It's just like, hey.
But that, again, I'm just insecure.
Yeah, you just got to go. You just got to self-worth that thing. Be like, hey.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get it. But I understand.
So I'm learning. I mean, again,
yeah, but in that
again, and you know, like I'm super, like, what have you been telling me to do for 3 months that I have yet to do? There's.
Oh, yeah.
I've yet to do it.
Yeah. You gotta go advocate for yourself sometimes.
I've yet to do it.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, right?
Yeah. You gotta go advocate for yourself sometimes.
Yeah, I need an agent that I can pay 5 to 10% to and then not get drafted.
I know Wyatt. Oh, never mind.
I couldn't believe Pavia said that,
dude.
I'm like, first of all, it's collectively bargained. They can't take more than 3%. Second of all, 5 or 10% of nothing
is nothing. Your agent didn't make squat.
Yeah. My dude said, nah, I'm my own agent, man. Ain't nobody taking money from me. What money?
Technically, he's not wrong. Nobody's taking any money because he doesn't have any.
Nobody's
paid for
giving
all
it
the
either.
hats he had on the table.
So that's the other thing, right? Is like agents. Listen, I know that people don't love agents. They do take a risk here.
Daniel is funny.
Like they're
Dank. I take Zelle too. I take Venmo. Do a quadruple amputee. Just stick your hand out and say no. Juan is crazy.
That's wild.
What?
No.
Does the NFL send all those hats to people?
I don't know what Pavia's thinking, Rico. I don't.
Daniel says the bar won't let me send him a check tomorrow for my tabs. It goes both ways. I do think it.
You know who that really bothers?
Who?
And it's for guys that do service, that provide services for if I've heard, and he's cut my hair for 30 years, so I would never do this.
Yeah.
But don't be the guy that's like, hey man, can I get you on Tuesday?
Oh.
And you want him to cut your hair earlier.
No.
He just is.
That's crazy.
He's like, man, the analogy he gives is kind of like that one.
That's crazy.
Where he'll say he'll pay for like half his meal and get him on the comeback.
Yeah, I'll get you on Tuesday. That's insane.
Yeah.
I think part of it depends on what, like it makes sense if you're Daniel, you're going to play a gig at a bar, you get paid that day, right?
Yeah.
Like that's a very common expectation, right?
Yeah.
When you like hire a DJ for a wedding, usually you pay him beforehand. Like pay the
Shane, you made me pay you ahead of time, didn't I?
No, but normally it's a deposit and then it's the.
I think we had to pay him ahead of time.
So we paid ours. We paid half beforehand, like within 60 days or something, to secure the date or whatever, and then.
And that's what the deposit's for, yeah.
And then the other half was due by the day, basically by the day of the
So
ceremony.
if you showed up and you just had it, I mean, sometimes you might get paid before, but it's day of, normally right after.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like it does seem insane to me.
He said Pavia's moron.
Well,
Dude is wild though.
It doesn't bother me to like invoice people though.
I don't mind that either.
Like,
but that's the expectation level. Like,
yeah. I mean, I think I'm still waiting on a check from Creighton. It's fine.
I mean,
I gotta ask Glenn if he got my tax form. That might be a me problem.
He's amazing.
I love Glenn. Glenn's great.
Man, I'm not gonna get off on a Glenn tangent, but for a guy that doesn't say much, just kind of unassuming.
Yeah,
he is hilarious.
Oh no, Glenn's terrific.
Yeah, he gets GOAT status.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm just fact finding with you guys.
No, I think it's I do think establishing the criteria is important, but I do think it is a pet peeve of mine. I do think it's super shady when people are upfront about their pricing. Like I'm not a fan of that. I don't even like it with.
Yeah, but sometimes you got to make adjustments though.
No, I know. And you can be like, hey, this is subject to change if we get in there. But like, at least give me a starting point so I know what neighborhood we're in. Now, I will say there are some people that give you the starting point and then they try and nickel and dime you once you're there. And guess what? You're never getting a call back. Like, you're never getting my business again if that's the deal.
Yeah.
But if they're like with my, you're gonna make fun of me, whatever. The guy that does my yard, he'll be like, hey, there's a little like landscaping that needs done over here or a little. And I'm like, hey, if it's under a certain amount.
Is this the church guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, hey, if it's under a certain amount, just do it and then bill me for it. Because like we've established, I have an idea of what, like I know what his base rate is. And then I have an idea of what he charges, and he charges fairly for when he does extra stuff.
The lawn service business would drive me crazy.
Why is that?
Because they send invoices.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So
like I only pay him once a month.
And it's understood.
Yeah. That was his establishment.
Because I can't imagine
I'd pay him every week if he asked me
stretching
to.
out.
If he asked me to pay him every week, I would. But he said, hey, I'll just charge it. We'll just do it at the end of the month.
Like we have a mutual friend that said he just scratches off one big total even though he gets billed.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I just pay that at the end. I said, oh, how are they with that? And they're like, oh, they know it's just me. I'll tell you.
If I have an idea. If the account's big enough, people will deal with it. Like they'll figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
Like if you're paying them enough money, they will figure. Like you get to dictate the terms at a certain point. But I do think it's an understood. Like I do think it's an understood. That's not who I thought. But that makes sense,
right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it's been the same crew, so I was like,
yeah. Well, that's like the thing with my yard guy, where it's like we kind of have an established. Hey, this is a price range where you don't have to ask first if it's something that needs done. Just go ahead and do it, and then put it on the invoice at the end. Like, but if it's over this amount, check with me, make sure it's something I want done, or if I want you to hold off a little bit on it or whatever.
A final line you guys think it is to give a bid, charge for the bid or the estimate, and then you know what the price is.
I don't like when people charge for estimates.
Is that because you're cheaper? You just fundamentally,
I just think I don't know. I think it's a weird way to do business.
So a lot of people now say like free estimates. Is that to garner the?
I think it's to just let people know that like, hey, this isn't going to be a problem. Because there are certain industries where I understand there's a little bit more legwork that goes into an estimate.
What if it's cleaning and you don't know how deep of a clean it is?
I think that's a conversation that you have like once they get there and they're like, hey, this is, you can also have it up front and be like, hey, this is what this estimate covers. If I get there and it's more than that, we can discuss additional, or I can just do the thing that this covers.
And that's what most people do.
Yeah, I think that's how I want people to operate. I understand cleaning is one, I'll be honest, man, there's not a lot.
They do, Chuck?
Club fitters.
Boy, that is tough.
See, and Alex, that's a fair point. Is the estimate built into?
Is Chuck right?
I don't know. I've never had club fitting.
Shane, do they charge for club fitting unless you get the club?
I don't know.
I don't know. I've never had golf clubs fit.
Boy, that's tough.
I don't golf.
But I think Chuck's probably pretty good.
I don't golf enough for that. But I do think Alex brings up an interesting point where a lot of times people will just kind of build in some of the cost of their time into the estimate, which I'm fine with. Like, I get that. Like, you have to charge for your time. But if I decide not to purchase the services, you're not charging me for that.
Yeah, and I get it, Teach.
You know what I mean?
Like, fitting is part of the service.
Yeah, for sure.
I get it.
Carol says, big golf guy here. That is correct.
I get it.
Yeah.
Dang, Chuck, you swing it like that?
I don't know, man. Like when I had my HVAC went out 5 years ago.
Who you think's winning? Stroke for stroke, Chuck or Ken?
Chuck or Ken? Ooh, I don't know.
Look at Kobe.
Yeah, I saw that.
I thought we went over that already.
We did, Shane. Kobe might not have been in here that day. Well, we lost DB. Where'd he go? I don't know if you guys can hear him laughing through my mic, but he is losing it.
We can hear him.
How long's Kobe been with us?
God, a while.
I just get you off guard, Kobe. Oh. I listen. I've never heard him talk, but I could hear him saying that.
Carol, the guy.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I don't know why I thought that was so funny.
Yeah, that one caught you. That one caught you a little different.
Just out of nowhere. I didn't know he was still with us. Of all the things we're talking about, that was his question.
Carol, a guy?
It's been 6 months.
Good stuff.
All right.
Good stuff. You all right? You gonna make it?
Yep.
I think that might be all for today. But yes, it's not totally on you. Like, business should give the estimate.
Gotcha.
Come on, upholstery guys, figure it out.
No, it's not just them.
Figure it out, upholstery guys.
I'm telling you, man. He has no sense. I mean, none. None. He's just not a regular person.
We might have broke DB, Carol. We might need to give him a minute.
That hurt my heart. I don't even know what made that so funny, except he's just like that.
Yeah.
He has vintage Kobe.
Just right out the gate.
Oh. Like, hold up.
I can see like the face. I'm imagining a face somebody makes when they say, Carol, a guy?
Oh, like, where I been? Wait, am I missing something?
Who that is?
I could just see like the turnaround, like you're facing somebody behind you. So you're like, wait a minute.
That gave me a headache.
Carol, a guy?
Well, I mean, we're talking about a multitude of things, and that's what caught him. I don't know. It just made me funny.
All right. That's what happened.
I don't know, but that made my. Ooh.
You got a little headache there?
Yeah.
You need to hydrate. You breathe. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. A little woosah.
Yeah.
Gotta get that air flowing back to the brain.
Oh.
That's the show for today. We appreciate Cynthia Freeland and Coach Revelle for joining us. We will be back tomorrow. We'll see how.
Oh. Why?
I don't.
Why?
Is it Austin? Wait. Okay. Yes, the Magic. They're up 3-1.
Oh.
Okay. I got nothing. We'll be back tomorrow. Shane, are we getting Big A this week? Did we get him?
Yeah, he's on Thursday.
All right, we're gonna talk.
Oh Lord,
we're gonna talk to Big A on Thursday. It's that's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
Can I play the music?
Go ahead, Shane.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.